Gaming news today is all about reading between the lines. First, Neil Druckman is seemingly telling us that The Last of Us Part 3 isn't happening, but some fans are not convinced. I have an upload that will come later today. I'm going to look at the timeline in that video. There's other interviews he did. There's other things that he has said over the years, and I come up with a couple of possibilities with what might be going on. So look for that later today. It is a shorter video, but it's a quick breakdown and a look at some of the potential outcomes. And we do appreciate you guys that support not just the live shows like this, but those uploads. I greatly appreciate you guys jumping on those, like my Split Fiction review. The second thing going on is Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra had its release window revealed by a voice actor. And I gotta say, 2025 continues to get a bit too stuffed. So this one may slip given what was accidentally leaked in this interview. Third, Bungie's Marathon pre-order bonuses have been found on Steam. We also have an insider saying that they believe Bungie will do their reveal and announce pre-orders very shortly. We'll take a look at those details. And as always, I got a game for your wish list and your radar. If you guys have been supporting this channel for a while or you just found it brand new, one of the best things you can do to support what I do is to support the channel directly with a membership. We do a lot of members-only content here. I know that's very different for YouTube, but we do morning coffee. We end the day with the green room. And if you want access to that, click join. Pick Member Plus. It's $6 a month, but it's an entire month of content as well as a members-only Discord. If you're in the live audience, also remember to hit like, and if you're watching this later, hit like as well. So let's get into this. What is going on with The Last of Us Part 3? In case you missed it, Neil Druckman did an interview with Variety about the upcoming season of The Last of Us, and he was asked about The Last of Us 3. He said, I guess the only thing I would say is I don't bet on there being more Last of Us, or I wouldn't bet. No, he didn't say I don't. I'm sorry. Let me start over. I misread that. He said, I guess the only thing I would say is don't bet on there being more of The Last of Us. This could be it. Now, as I said, I have an upload coming later where I break down the timeline. There were other interviews. He spoke to other games, not just this one, and I think it gives us a clue as to what's going on. There's a variety of possibilities. I also look at the first time he spoke about The Last of Us 3, so be sure to check that out. For now, it seems like The Last of Us 3 is not happening, right? Like, that's what everybody's sort of thinking, and the reactions have been a bit mixed. So there you have it. Now, another thing where you can kind of read between the lines, because this guy basically said it, is the Marvel 1943 release date, and their trailer is like really skinny, so I can't get it properly cropped. Sorry about that. The release date for this game, we've not heard much about this other than this trailer that I'm showing you right here. This looks really, really cool. It's very, very cinematic, right? We saw this in early 2024. Well, the ever-handsome Kari Payton, who you may know as King Ezekiel from The Walking Dead, well, he did an interview about the current plans for the game, and this is what he had to say. He said, we're still working. We're planning on 2025. We're thinking like a Christmas situation, but I'm so excited. So, as I said a moment ago, this makes 2025 potentially even more stuffed to the gills with games. But given his phrasing, this could easily find its way slipping out of 2025 and landing in 2026, right? That Christmas time period for releases, I call that the most slippery part of the calendar. A lot of games end up just slipping out of the year and landing in the following year, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But it seems like they are trying at least to target a 2025 Christmas release. Another thing that kind of came out is Bungie's Marathon pre-order bonuses. We've got a leak via Steam database where an alleged showcase is also coming, according to an insider. Pulling from Insider Gaming, according to SteamDB Discord server, it was reported on Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. They noticed that extra editions of Marathon and packages relating to pre-order bonuses were uploaded to Steam. According to the information, such pre-order bonuses would include things like free Marathon skins that could be used in Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has become pretty much dress however you like. You can dress up as a stormtrooper now, I think. So PlayStation also recently announced its PlayStation Beta program. Now, others were speculating that maybe this game would show up in that because the PlayStation Beta program is going to allow you to test new features of the PS5, but also allow you to test games. Now, I'm curious if they're going to leverage that program for testing future live service games like Marathon, because I've continued to say, if you want your live service game to be successful, get it in the hands of the public and let them tell you what to do. where to take the game. It'll save you a lot of heartache and a lot of trouble. Now, Insider Gaming thinks that this update could mean an announcement is coming soon, and they actually reference something that we have already learned from Jeff Grubb recently, and they had the following to say. Such an update suggests that the game will be announced soon, and according to insider Jeff Grubb, he said in February that he believes Bungie will reveal Marathon in April. Now, we also heard from Ecstasis that Xbox is planning a partner preview in March, so it seems that we are in a very event-heavy time of the year, basically every month. We had the Dev Direct in January, State of Play in February. If the Xbox Partner Direct happens in March, and then a Bungie Marathon event in April, it's going to be pretty good. There's usually something going on in May, and then June. I mean, the year is just busting at the seams, not just with games, but with game events. And speaking of games, a lot of people were really excited about this. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 was announced. In case you missed it, this was announced a few days ago. People gave me grief for not talking about this. Sorry, I was working on Split Fiction in the review and trying to play that for you guys. So this game was just announced, and it's actually coming out very soon. It's scheduled for July 11th, 2025, hitting PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and Windows. So if you thought 2025 wasn't full enough with games, it just got a bit more full. Now, I myself never really got down with these games. I had a friend who loved these, and I would play periodically with him, and it just was never really my jam. But I know they're beloved. I know this type of thing is long awaited and that people are very, very excited. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it's an amazing and fun and well-built game to just continue to fill the ever-growing list of games for 2025. And that's the news. Now it's time for the discussion. I'm trying to do shorter show opens so that I can start talking to you guys sooner, and we already have 100 likes. So show me some appreciation for that shorter show open, and let's keep hitting that like button. Let's try to get to 200. And look, we got some fan funding to celebrate already, and Han shot first, and so did you. Keithius, with the 5-bomb, starts the day strong and gets us to 235. Now listen, I've got stretch goals for the evening. We tried this yesterday and it didn't work. This is the stretch goal for today. If we end today at 450, Madam and I will come and hang out with you guys tonight and stream Split Fiction. It's Thursday, it's not Friday, so you can get extra evening streams for us to play through Split Fiction. We're making that a stretch member goal. And then Joker Quinn's going to gift one as well. Let me scoot everything over here. I moved some things yesterday, and I don't like it. I can't reach my Steam Deck as conveniently. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and add to that count. There we go, 236. All right, and now let me close that and pop out the window. And how are you guys doing, man? Good morning. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you are enjoying all the various games that are coming out. Split Fiction's almost here. We're seeing reports that Split Fiction pre-orders of physical copies from GameStop are not being able to be fulfilled because the pre-order numbers are so strong. So that's just incredible. You can't buy Split Fiction on PS5 yet. I don't know why they're not letting you pre-order digitally. I really, really don't. It's very, very, very bizarre. He said Stream Deck, right? This pony isn't allowed to own a Steam Deck. Yes, a Stream Deck, the Elgato Stream Deck. It actually came out before the Steam Deck. It's a streaming device that allows me to push. I can like push buttons to change scenes and stuff. It's how I make stuff pop out over here for alerts and stuff. Yo, what's good, Snake Eyes? How are you doing? Been hearing a lot about Expedition 33. What do you think about it? I've continued to say that I think Expedition 33 has what it takes to be sort of a Game of the Year sleeper. Buenos dias, Zinthos. How are you? I think it's a Game of the Year sleeper. I really do. It's one of the ones that it could boot up and end up, and I'm not boot up. It could climb the ranks and end up on that podium. It has all the hallmarks. It has all the hallmarks of a Game of the Year. One of those surprise Game of the Years. You know what I'm saying? There's always those titles that are like a little bit. They feel like a little bit more out of left field, if that makes sense. Yeah, Expedition 33. Yeah, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. The previews were good. It sounded like there were some minor technical issues, but it's a preview, so that doesn't seem to be that alarming. Now, previews are usually very positive. My predictions about that being Game of the Year sleeper has way more to do with the fact that I'm just looking at the trailers. I call BS on The Last of Us Part 3 not happening. The second one completely left open. Well, you're going to want to watch my video later, okay? I do a breakdown and a timeline of everything Neil Druckman has said. He has some commentary on The Last of Us Part 2 that you're probably not going to like, okay? Now, I don't want to give away my video. I'm going to tell you what I think, okay? I'm going to tell you what I think. I think either could happen, okay? I think either could happen. I think they could be totally happy and fine to just leave things how it is, but I also think, and this is just my opinion based on my experience with Part 2, yeah, you could keep going. I kind of want you to keep going. I think it's a great story. So, yeah, you guys are going to want to watch the video because that's not the only thing that he said. That's not the only interview that he's done. He's done other interviews about other games, and I think it's important to look at that as well to get the full scope and the context of what the man has said. Hang on. Sorry, Discord, I was deafened. Ula Tech with a Member Plus renewal, and that's 25 months. Sup, Lono? Hope you're doing well. Sad about Tlu. So much more to tell. I guess they're going all in on Intergalactic. Intergalactic is also a part of what's going on. I talk about that in the video coming later today. It's a pretty short video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I like to break down stuff like that for y'all and kind of give you the full picture and the full scope as well as my opinion. I walk through the variety of possibilities that could be going on. Now, here's the thing. Intergalactic is, we don't even know the release window of that, but if the release window for Intergalactic lands where I think it is, which is, I think it's next year, I think next year they're going to have 3 monsters. I think they're going to have Saros, Wolverine, and Intergalactic. I think next year will be a really, really big year. I think this year they're like the engine's starting to kick up. It's like Yote, Death Stranding 2, Lost Soul Aside. Now, Lost Soul Aside and Death Stranding are publishing efforts, but according to Yoshida, those are considered first-party games. So they're like 3 first-party games this year, and then next year, I think the 3 first-party games are Saros, Wolverine, and Intergalactic. That's a big year. And then there's other games that could show up. You know, yeah, there's stuff from Santa Monica that could show up. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. I think this year is so stacked. I just don't think it's going to slow down. Dylan with a gifted member gets us to 237. Thank you so much. One of the best things to do here to support what we do is to smash that like button. It gets more people in the door. It gets more folks potentially willing to sign up for their own memberships. So consider doing that right now. We need 200 likes pronto. I wonder, is there more money in the live shot series rather than the third entry? Yes, I make consideration for that in the video later as well. I'm telling you. Again, I don't want to eat my video. I'm gonna keep dangling it. I'm gonna keep dangling it and tantalize you guys to watch that video later. But yes, I believe TV show is playing a role. I think there's some possibilities there. If they make Tlu 3 without Druckman, he'll leave Naughty Dog. So Sony need to be careful. My bad. No, you're fine. You guys can keep bringing things up, and it just allows me to keep promoting the fact that I've got a video coming later today. We're trying something new, okay? So those of you that are here like every single day, there was a time period where we were going from morning coffee to an upload to this live show, but the live show was just stepping on the upload and hurting it. Now, the 2 times this week, we've done it in a different way. We've uploaded the video later in the afternoon, like once the live show's over. We did it with the Monster Hunter Wilds video and my Split Fiction review. Both of those videos performed significantly better. And it's because we weren't stepping on them. It's like tons of people that come to the channel, well, they want to interact with the live show, so they don't care that I uploaded some video this morning. I didn't. I'm not going to be doing that any longer. It wasn't working well. I'm primarily a live streamer. So when you come to the channel, if you have to decide between a 15-minute video about, Monster Hunter or watch Lono live, people are going to pick live. That's just what they're going to do. So next year is going to be stacked for PlayStation, says Jack, and we are not even talking about live service games that might be closed to release like Fair Games or Horizon. I honestly don't care about Fair Games, and I don't care about Marathon, right? The other games matter far more to me. And yeah, I tend to agree with you. V-Game Veteran says, the Xbox consoles reverting to factory settings after the latest update is hilarious. I mean, that's frustrating for the users. I don't know if it's... I mean, I guess I could see why you might find it hilarious. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've not downloaded it. I saw the headlines, though. I saw the headlines. I'm like, wait a minute. How does something like that happen? I'd be pretty ticked if that happened to me on mine, but I don't really turn mine on anymore. I turned it on for Avowed, and I probably won't turn it on again until South of Midnight. I'll turn it on for South of Midnight. Druckman's time at Naughty Dog is in countdown mode already. He's been bitten by the TV bug. I'd say after the release of Intergalactic, he will step down. Oh, you think so, Bender? That's not in my video as a consideration. That's not bad. Guys, really, really quickly, we've been having to do this. YouTube's kind of squirrely, and I don't have to mention it if we fix it. Make sure that it's saving your like. We should easily be at 200 likes. It's acting goofy again. Double check that thumbs up. I think Gears of War for PlayStation announcement is soon. I believe that everything we've heard is very solid. So if you guys missed it, Gears of War Collection, according to Detective Seeds, he's a friend of the show, Detective Seeds said that from what he heard, and he's gotten a lot of things right lately, he has a source somewhere, or he actually has a couple of sources. I think he has sources at first-party PlayStation Studios. He was told that Gears Collection is going to be announced in the summer. It's coming in August. PS5, PC, and Xbox. And I believe Xtasis also heard that it's coming in August to those platforms. Now, Seeds said that it will not have PvP, but it will have co-op. Jez Corden from Windows Central has corroborated that claim and said he heard the same thing. A $10 super chat from Madara says, just wanted to donate, but can you give me a small rundown on the TLU 3 cancellation? Okay, so this is what happened. Neil Druckman sat down to do an interview with Variety, okay, and he basically said he was anticipating a question about The Last of Us 3, and he said, I would not bet on there being more Last of Us. He said, this could be it. So he leaves the door open. It's very vague. It's not like a firm answer at all. It's actually kind of a strange answer, if I'm honest with you. Now, I have a video coming later where I look at what he said a year ago, what he just said. I also look at what he said in other interviews, and I try to give you the full picture of what's going on, and I offer a variety of possibilities as to what's going on. And QBZ is going to renew their membership. When you are at Member Plus or a VIP, you get to add to the member total when you renew. So always click that $ like QBZ has done to see if you have a renewal to celebrate. I feel like that answer has no meaning. There is something going on, and I can't tell what it is. That's why I think there's a variety of possibilities. It's a very, very bizarre answer, right? And I contrast it against some other things that he says. You know, I'm practicing the art of restraint here. I want you guys to watch that video later. Why is the goal 450 now? So we're trying something new for Split Fiction. If we end today at 450, because to be on pace for the week, we would need to end today at 400. If you guys stretch past every day, I'll do an evening stream with Madam tonight. So every day you guys are past goal, we'll do an evening stream of Split Fiction with you guys. So just something fun to do with the members. So you might have to signal boost some of the big boys to help you do it. Sometimes we've been scrambling on Thursdays and Fridays, and I thought that would be fun to do. If not, tomorrow it'll be 500 for the evening stream like it always is. Like, that to me I think is fair. It's a member incentive. It's a goal for the channel. I give you more content when we hit it because, you know, not spending the evening on the couch and spending it in here, you know, we like that, but we also like to sit on our couch. So the thumbnail is a topic tease. No, I'm giving you all the information about it. I'm not giving you my rundown and my theory. I'm giving you the news. I told you what he said, and I told you where it happened and how he said it. I'm not, like, keeping the information from you. It's not a topic tease at all. Hunter with 12 months in a VIP, 1 year, and much more to go. And a member plus from Darren. See, that's why you guys want to press that button at the bottom there. You might have a renewal, and you bump the line to 241. A bunch of people lately have upgraded to Member Plus, or they've signed up brand new for Member Plus, and you've got us so stinking close to our big, big goal. Thank you so much to everybody who has done that recently. We're 7 people away. I need 7 people to upgrade or sign up brand new. You got to pick Member Plus, and you can help us hit the biggest milestone we've ever had on the channel. My guess is it'll stay on the back burner for a while, but man, that's a huge franchise to walk away from. Didn't he say the script was being written? No, he did not say that. No. He actually spoke to, they did a documentary like a year ago, and he spoke to how that was all falsely reported. There were a bunch of false claims that, like, everything had been written and outlined. So, GMG Gaming Podcast have replied to Assassin's Creed. Why would I care about that? What did they say? You cannot have Tilo without Neil. It's quite literally his creation. It's like Game of Thrones without George R. Martin. You will not have the same product in the end. Thanks, chat. And Ready Set Dad. Ready Set Dead. Ready Set Dead is saying thanks for the gifted member. What's Naughty Dog going to do then? Maybe shut down? No. They're not going to shut down. They're one of the most valuable assets that PlayStation has. What are you talking about? Intergalactic is coming. They have something else planned after that as well. Like, what do you mean? I thought it was Ready Set Dad. That would be a great channel. Ready Set Dad, and you basically just make a video about being a dad and a gamer at the same time, like the challenges, right? The challenges of being a dad gamer. I mean, after that. Mango, do you think there's precedence for your question? So when a game company pivots to a new IP, they shut down? What? So when they pivoted away from Uncharted, like, should they have shut down? I don't understand. The question seems very strange. Like, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to launch this new IP, and then we're just going to shut down. We're just going to pack it up. Industry veterans, one of PlayStation's most valuable, developers. Like, we're just going to shut down. We're tired. That has the same energy as Rockstar doesn't care about winning Game of the Year. PlayStation tweeted and said, Assassin's Creed reveals 20 minutes of new palace infiltration gameplay. Watch stealth and combat-driven playthroughs. Oh boy. We will have to save this for tomorrow. I don't have time to watch that 20-minute thing right now. We'll take a gander at that later. I just saved it. Thanks for putting that on my radar, Narwaffle. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. You guys are the best. And then you guys continually putting stuff in the Discord like that, putting articles, putting headlines in there for me to take a gander at. We greatly appreciate you doing that. It means a lot, especially those of you. I know a lot of you guys don't really hang out on Twitter anymore. Some of you guys have been on Twitter supporting and retweeting. Thank you very much. I've kind of encouraged everybody in Morning Coffee. You don't need to be going out there and fighting a fight and fighting a war for me. It's better to just support my tweets and then come here and hang out, right? We're not getting tangled in that nonsense anymore. Sony loves killing their own IPs. Can you explain where they've done that? What do you mean they love killing their own IPs? I think allowing a developer to walk away from an IP and do something new is actually healthy and important. I mean, if you want to just make a developer keep making Halo, for example, like Bungie didn't want to do that, and so they walked away from Microsoft, and you got Destiny, right? Now, you can say what you want about Destiny, but Destiny has become an iconic and household name, especially in the live service world. It survived 10 years, which is kind of incredible. I would rather a developer be given the freedom to do that. If Guerrilla wasn't given that freedom, we wouldn't have Horizon Zero Dawn, one of their most successful franchises. It's one of the most successful IPs PlayStation owns. Commercially, it is one of the most successful. We wouldn't have it if they just let them keep making the same thing or made them. Madara with 31 months in a VIP. I hope Heretic Prophet is profitable for them. I think it'll do just fine. I think a lot of the bustle and hate on YouTube, I just don't think it's very powerful. I think it's very impotent. I think Assassin's Creed's reply to Grums on Twitter shows that, right? I have no issue if you agree with him. That's not I don't care about that. His viewpoint of that game and his campaign against that game, look how impotent his tweet looks in comparison. They ratioed him into oblivion. I really do think that fans of gaming don't care about this stuff. They genuinely don't. They don't see like ratios on YouTube. They don't. They watch YouTube videos on their TV and their mobile phone, right? They don't. I really don't think the gaming world at large is going to be like, she's bald, it's stupid, and then like they don't buy it. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think a couple of flops last year have emboldened people to think, if a game doesn't appeal to me, it's going to suck and flop. Tell that to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Everybody said that was woke, and look, it sold like crazy. Well, time to pick a new target, right? So they pick Avowed. A game that wasn't even remotely nearly in the level of demand commercially as a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance. They were trying to say the same thing about Monhun Wilds. Monhun Wilds sold like 8 million copies in 3 days. Like, what do you see what I'm saying? This game does not align with my beliefs and my worldview. Okay, fine. That's fair for you to say if you want to say that. But to act like that is a death sentence and that means the game will flop. Assassin's Creed Shadows already has pre-order numbers that are on pace to catch up to and match or surpass Odyssey. Given everything we're seeing, given all the stuff they're revealing, they just revealed how you can like customize your base and stuff, like your what do they call it, your hideout. I think that game is going to surprise folks. I don't think it's going to be like a Game of the Year contender, but I think it's going to surprise folks. I think it's going to be commercially successful, and I think it's going to be deep. I think there's a lot to it. Making new IP is not the same as killing others. Resistance, SOCOM, Concord, to name a few. Concord was not a Sony IP that they killed. Concord was a brand new IP that flopped and failed, so that's a terrible example. And again, Resistance and SOCOM, did they kill those franchises, or do franchises like that run out of steam? Right? You see what I'm saying? Like, do franchises run out of steam, or did PlayStation kill those franchises? Like, I feel like you're looking at it from a very unique perspective, one that I don't agree with. And Bloodborne, again, you're going to lay that at Sony's feet? According to Yoshida, his theory is they don't want to do it without Miyazaki. Miyazaki is just moved on to new things every time. This is what's interesting. Insomniac Black with 3 months in a VIP. The way he keeps pronouncing Madara frustrates me. It's Madura? It's pronounced Madura? Okay, listen. I'm going to pronounce it Mad-Ura. You know? It's somebody named Ura who's mad, all right? You frickin' weebs want to come in here and correct me. Thank you, Insomniac Black. You know I love you, dude. I'm going to bump the line at 243. We got to get that open mic set up, man, because it'd be fun to get you on here and talk with you. Listen. Yeah, Mad Aura. Listen, here's what's ironic about what you're saying, Typhoon. Here's what's ironic about what you're saying. Now, I'm not going to accuse you of being inconsistent, okay? But you're expressing sort of a negative PlayStation wavelength, and that's fine. You can be critical of PlayStation. But there are other people who have been very critical of PlayStation only doing sequels. Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, right? That's all they do is sequels this year. Ghosts of Yote, Death Stranding 2. So you're banging on the drum of, I can't believe they stopped making those games. They should have kept making those games. Again, what if demand wasn't there? What if the commercial success of those games wasn't strong enough? I love Lono, and I don't mind the mispronunciation. He at least tries. Listen, I try my best not to be the dumb white guy that doesn't know how to say things. What was the one guy that I said, Shakuzulu? Instead of like Shaka Zulu. I think I said Shakuzulu, and he loved it. He loved that I said it wrong. Listen, man, I'm doing my best. You know, I'm doing my best. Don't take away my invites to anything, okay? I'm always doing my best for y'all, okay? Well, no, that boat has sailed long ago. You are that guy. That's right. Just lean into it. That's right. Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, Typhoon? Like, I get where you're coming from, but do we know why there's no SOCOM or Resistance? Maybe they didn't. Maybe their last outings didn't do very well. Nobody bought Killzone 3, right? Like, if a game doesn't do well commercially, that's the market communicating what it's supposed to communicate. My celebratory membership ain't that important anyway. Wait, what'd you say, SDO? I didn't see it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. SDO, with 24 months, that's a red badge. I'm sorry. Hope you're good. Looking forward to Friday member session. I am so sorry. If I miss any of those, please remind me. I don't do that on purpose. And I like to add it to the total anyway. That bumps the line to 244. Thank you so much, SDO. Yeah, the full quote is, the customer is always right in matters of taste. The customer is never wrong in matters of taste, right? You have to add that last part, in matters of taste. So if those games were seeing diminished demand, the right choice is to do something new, to do something different. You don't just keep doing it for the sake of doing it. Look at how popular Elden Ring is. If From Software wants to make Bloodborne 2, Sony would instantly greenlit the project. I think people's frustration with Bloodborne is Sony owns the rights, so Sony could do whatever they want with it. But again, I think Sony and FromSoft, actually FromSoft's parent company, Katakawa, I think they have a very good relationship. This is the second time that Sony has protected them from hostile takeover with their share purchases. Now listen, a lot of people misrepresented that. You might have seen thumbnails or tweets that claimed they failed to buy them. They weren't trying to buy them. That is a quite literal lie. That is just dishonest. They were not trying to buy them. They were protecting them from a hostile takeover. I think Sony and Katakawa have a good relationship. That ergo, I think Sony and FromSoft have a good relationship. I think, and you got to see this, if you look at the relationships between like Herman Holst and Kojima, look at the relationship between PlayStation and Kojima. They helped publish Death Stranding 1, then they give the rights back to Kojima. They sell the rights back to him. And now look what they get for that. They get to publish Death Stranding 2 exclusive to PlayStation 5. See what happens? What goes around comes around, right? I'm telling you, especially if you think about it being a Japanese company, the Japanese companies, they like to take care of each other. I think that PlayStation and FromSoft have a very good relationship. And the last thing they're going to do is be like, yeah, well, we know that Miyazaki loves Bloodborne and it's like his baby, but we're going to make Bloodborne 2 without his blessing or his involvement. That would not be an honorable thing to do. I'm telling you, there's a philosophy of business. There's a cultural element there. There's honor and there's shame, and to them, that would be very dishonorable to him to use a product that he really loves and just to make a second one. Well, because you want one. Like, no, they're not going to sully that relationship or harm that relationship. They're not going to. Thank you guys for 200 likes, man. Nice strong start to the day. We've only been streaming for 30 minutes, man. You guys are amazing. Which is the flop? Sick of people running the Concord anytime Sony is shining. Look at Indiana Jones' peak player count. Was 12,000 for 3 months when Concord was alive for 10 days and sold 25,000 copies. Craven. Save yourself the trouble. There's no reason to defend Concord. It was a disaster. It was an embarrassment. It was a complete and utter flop. Unprecedented flop, brother. Save yourself the trouble and the headache. I don't know why you would bother defending that game. You talk about a swing and a miss where someone misses the ball and you can feel the wind off of the strikeout. You're like, oh, golly, like that was bad. I don't think comparing it to Indiana Jones makes any sense. Indiana Jones is not going to be a commercial giant like a Spider-Man. Blade will probably be more commercially successful than Indiana Jones because it's Marvel. It's more recognizable. You know what I mean? Dave with a Member Plus renewal. We are a 5-bomb away from 250. Somebody tag team with me. 5-bomb it to 250. I'll do a 5-bomb as well. I owe you guys 5 every 25. We're 5 away. It was grifted out of existence. Okay. Something that will help you, I think, and this is something I'm really going to try and advocate for. Don't be bothered by the grift. Don't be bothered by the grifters. And a 10-bomb from Rissick. Rissick says, I'm not going to give you 5. I'm going to be disobedient. And he bumps us to 255. I swear to frick, Rissick, I think I know what he just put us 20 away from 275. If you fricking leapfrog your own stuff, I'm going to wait and see, because I got a 10-bomb ready. Now he does a single. What the frick are you doing? Rissick, what are you doing? It does a single to 256. Are you going to do, what is this, Agents of Chaos 20-bomb? What are you doing? What's your game, Ike? What are you doing? And a 20-bomb from Rissick, and it's an Agents of Chaos. He's a maniac, just hijacking the chat to just mess around and have fun. I love you, Rissick. Thank you so much Risic and Pathalon Phoenix and MASH have been monsters lately. Monsters with gifting members. And Feed is in the chat. Let's try to get Feed a member. When Risic is done, I'll drop a 10 bomb. Let me go back to what I was saying before Risic so rudely interrupted me with generosity. Okay. All right, here we go. Listen. And a 5 bomb from Phil McCook. Phil McCook? You misspelled it. I think you wanted me to say rooster. And a 5 bomb. He misspelled it. We're now a 20 bomb away from another Agent of Chaos. We'll see if anybody decides to pick up the mantle and pull a Risic, who wants the 20 bomb Agent of Chaos to 301. Thank you so much, Phil McCook. Phil McCook, like what? It's like I have a cook in the room, and I'm like, I want you to feel. Yeah, anyways, let me go back to what I was saying. I'm never gonna get back to my point. I kind of low-key like that name. It is pretty funny, especially because he has Phil's picture there. Okay, let me go back. Okay, listen. You have to get to a point, and I've gotten to this point. So I didn't really celebrate this, but last month, February of 2025, was 10 years of me making content on YouTube. Now, sadly, we can't go back and look at my very first video because we're not on that channel anymore, and all that content's gone. Cancel culture is a real bee. Having to delete all that content and start over sucks, right? But we can still celebrate the fact that, like, hey, I've been doing this for 10 years, and it's only because of people like you, the people who support, And the thing I've learned is there are constants in this industry. Trolls and haters are a constant. So as a content creator, I just have to accept they're a constant. I have to just not be bothered by them. It's like that's fine. Let them troll. Let them do that, right? And what you have to do, you're not a content creator. You like to listen and to view and you like to consume the content. You like to come to YouTube, right? And the grifters are bothering you, okay? The grifters and the liars are also a constant. They're not going to go anywhere. Now, some of these guys will burn out, right? The content will run its course, and they'll start to lose their relevancy, and they'll fizzle out. Some of them will survive, and some of them won't, right? Survival of the fittest, and I don't think that content has staying power. Okay, so but what you have to do is just say, okay, that's a constant, and just don't consume it. Just don't consume it. Like, who cares? Like, if you see a thumbnail and you can clearly tell it's a grift and a lie, especially if it's on your homepage, just hit the little dots and say, don't recommend this channel, and you'll never see it again. Because once you see that that's just a constant and a standard, it's like, yeah, that's just going to happen. Like, driving on the highway, a constant of the highway is there are going to be bad drivers, there's going to be semis that get in your way, there's going to be traffic jams. And if every single time that happens, you come unhinged, you're going to give yourself a brain aneurysm on your commute. You're not going to make it. You're going to die in traffic from stress, okay? You just accept that when you get on the road, those are things that are going to happen, and you just have to deal with it. I think you've just got to accept that that's just the case with content, with YouTube, with these places. Like, you've got to go where you feel you're getting the best content that makes you feel like either the information is valuable or the energy is healthy and good for you. Thunderstorms are wet, no use being angry about it. Right. And some days you got to carry an umbrella, and some days you just got to go where the sun is shining. I mean, that's just what you got to do. So decide where you want to spend your time. There are people that are never going to like my content and enjoy me, and if they want to spend their days upset about what I say, that's their choice. But you shouldn't. You could do the same, I guess, if you want. Like, spend your day grumpy about grifters, but don't just come here, hang out, and contribute to the conversation, and just ignore all that nonsense. I die in traffic every day. I couldn't handle that. Oh, you couldn't handle what I do. Yeah, well. The grifting's gotten worse. It seems way harder to filter out. Yeah, I think it's definitely increased in quantity, but like all things, It'll run its course. It'll run its course. Sorry, thunderstorms are not always wet. It was the spirit of what he said, Paul. Are you really going to get pedantic about some, like, you know, proverbial wisdom in the chat? Oh my gosh. GTA 5 enhanced available. Any thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if there's any smoke there, you know, to a fire. I think it's just perhaps it represents what the other updates represent. I said for a while that it seemed as though Rockstar was interested in figuring out how to get better performance out of their games with some of the updates they rolled out for GTA 5. And they're doing it again on PC. Now, if I tie this together and I try to like read the tea leaves here, I said, based on what Strauss Zelnick said recently, he seemed to be indicating that GTA 6 would be coming to PC faster than in previous years. He was kind of signaling that they see a lot of potential on PC. Okay, let's tie that to another thing that was said. The Corsair VP says on an earnings call that it's his understanding that GTA is coming in the fall of 2025, and then early 2026 it's coming to PC. Now, he tried to walk it back and say he was speculating. He did not phrase that like speculation. I think Rockstar sent him a nasty gram and we're like, what the frick are you doing? You can't let people know that. You know Rockstar loves to get people to double dip. And the last thing they want people to know is that the game is coming to PC faster, so then they'll hold off buying it on a console and they'll just buy it on PC. They want to get people to buy from impatience and from FOMO. Correct? Correct. We know this is true. We know this is their strategy, right? So, we now have a line. We have Strauss Zelnick comments, Corsair's comments, and then they just happen to push out a GTA 5 PC enhancement patch. Gee, I wonder if that's related to the fact that they're trying to figure out how to have a faster timeline of bringing GTA 6 to PC. Perhaps they use GTA 5 as a great testing ground for how much can we squeeze out of this game engine and world size, you know, as an experiment to then inform their development and their pipeline for GTA 6. I find all of these things to be related. I do. You got Strauss Zelnick, the Corsair guy, and now you got the PC, I'm sorry, the GTA 5 PC enhancements. It's like, this all feels related. It all feels connected. So right on the cusp of when you're probably going to start marketing GTA 6, you're pushing out a GTA 5 PC enhancement patch? Like, what? A $5 super chat from Arkham Knight. Lono, you think they're going to play Dying Light or Mafia when it comes out? I'm not interested in Dying Light, but I'm interested in Mafia. I am. Yeah. Corsair definitely got a message from Rockstar, and it was Corsair. Anyway, it's like the Light No Fire improvements finding their way into No Man's Sky. Yeah, I think that's a good analog. It's very, very similar. I think they're using GTA 5 to test things like that. This, I think, does give credence to the possibility that GTA 6 will be 60 FPS, at least on the Pro. I think they've tried to figure it out. I think they know that it's important. They have to know. People that want to act like, well, Rockstar and GTA are so popular, they don't give a frick. It's like, yes and no. The perception of your game and the reception of your game is important, even when you're a monolith, even when you're a Leviathan. You've still got to have good public reception. You can't trot something out that runs like crap. 593. I was waiting to see if anybody would do it. Rissick got us there. A 20 bomb to 301, and I'll owe you guys 10. I was holding off. I'll do a 10 bomb. I'll tag team with somebody. I've been calling for tag team partners lately. Let's see it. All right. If not, we can 5 it up or single it up. If you guys want to do it, let's do it. Let's hustle here. We got a new incentive where you can unlock an evening stream every day of the week with my wife and I. We probably won't do it every day of the week next week because of school and stuff, but you can get an evening stream tonight if we hit stretch. So this is a different way of doing it. We're trying something a little bit different. What it sounds like then is they're delaying PC, not for some grand strategic reason, but so that they can focus on console and put out the best product possible. Yeah, it sounds familiar, doesn't it? It sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yeah. What's this GIF? What is this? Why won't it animate? I looked at the camera and said, Paul, shut up. The lighting in that shot looks great for some reason. It really does. And a 10 bomb from Rissick. He says, I'll get us halfway there. It'll be a 10 bomb train. Rissick will do a 10 bomb. Somebody else does a 10 bomb. And then I'll do a 10 bomb. Somebody join in. Somebody get involved. Rissick just threw it down. Let's see it. Don't do it yourself, Rissick. That's against the rules. It's in the contracts. You're not allowed to do a back-to-back 10 bomb on a Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. It's a very specific rule. It was written specifically for this moment. Somebody be the cream in this financial Oreo. Thank you again, Rissick, for your insane generosity, dude. It's just unbelievable. You and some of these other folks are just going, what a Kardock Ren does it. There it is. Giving me the opportunity to do a member train with y'all. Thank you so much, Kardock Ren. 301. And Zubair said, yay. Let's do it. Let's keep it going. If you guys get a gifted membership, be sure to say thank you to Kardock Ren or Rissick or myself. The generosity here is something that we really pride ourselves on. And if you want to get into more content, you can always upgrade to Member Plus. We have more shows and more things for you when you do that. It's $1 to upgrade. Paul says at some point GTA 6 would have been coming to the last generation consoles. If that's the case, 60 FPS is still possible. That would be my hope. Again, it does seem as though that's what they're attempting. They're attempting to just really think through it. If you're in the pipeline of one of the biggest games ever that you've ever made, why are you doing stuff with your old game? Why are you pushing out updates and performance stuff? Why? I think the answer is pretty simple. They're testing things, they're figuring things out. You know what I mean? If you guys are just tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate the support lately for the live shows and the channel. Make sure you guys are hitting subscribe so you can talk in my chat. Subscribing is totally free. And make sure your notification bell didn't get switched to personalized if you want it to be on all, so you never miss you never want to miss a video here. Make sure and do that. I have a video coming later about The Last of Us Part 3 not happening. I break down the timeline of some of Neil Druckman's comments, not just about The Last of Us, other games as well. And take a quick second. We could scramble for 300 likes right now. We've not even been streaming for an hour. You guys are crushing it today. Really crazy momentum. Thank you. The engine you use does not equal FPS. What did Hotshot say that you're responding to, Paul? I'm trying to find. Hotshot says GTA 6 uses Red Dead Rage 2 engines. It will not. It will get 60 FPS on PS5. Oh. I mean, yeah, that's not necessarily the determining factor. Yeah, I agree with Paul. One of the determining factors is going to be literally size and scope of the game, how far you can see, render distance, the number of active NPCs. There's so many things that are going to contribute to something like that. Split Fiction just hit the PlayStation Store. Good. I miss so many gifteds. Y'all are incredible. Yeah, so the stretch goal is, this is something new we're doing every day. If you guys hit 450 by the end of today, Madam and I will stream Split Fiction for you tonight. That will be fun. I love doing that. I really love spending, evenings with you guys when we can. We do that every Friday, and I'm happy to do more. When you guys show that level of support and you back up what we do here, man, I'm happy to give you more content, The devs' choices determine the performance of Zubair. They could get GTA 6 to run at 120 on old consoles if they wanted, but it probably would have been pretty stripped down. It's the same engine since Red Dead 1. No way GTA is 60. Yes, the vast majority of the audience doesn't care about it, and they still haven't provided a 60 FPS patch for Red Dead 2. Okay, well, let me ask you something, Nathan. Do you not find it interesting at all that they updated GTA 5 to be 60 on the next-gen consoles, and then they literally just pushed out an enhancement patch for PC? You don't find that interesting at all? Why do you think they would be doing that literally right before GTA 6 gets here? I mean, in the development world, These things are like back to back. Like they're back to back. Like they're updating GTA 5 right now. It's from PS3. I understand that, but listen to me, brother. Listen to me. Does it look like a PS3 game on PC with this enhancement patch? I've tried to explain this to people before about how engines work, and we always use Cyberpunk as an example because people are like, well, Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok are PS4 games. No, they're next-gen PS5 titles. If you play them on PlayStation 5, you get next-gen features. If you play Cyberpunk on a cutting-edge PC, you get next-gen features. It looks incredible. You can also play Cyberpunk on an old console. You can play Cyberpunk on a weak PC. Engines can be updated and have new things added to them. GTA 5 getting an enhancement patch in 2025? You don't think that's interesting at all? Draw a lot of attention to the performance improvements of GTA 5 just to take a step backwards with GTA 6. That is so well stated. Right? They're going to do this? They're going to make GTA 5 look better, perform better, and then be like, well, here's GTA 6 at 30 FPS. Like, come on, man. That doesn't make any sense at all. We should make that. We might do this tomorrow. I might throw this in the headlines tomorrow. I'll do a whole show open on it. Maybe I'll do an upload about this. I'm formulating an argument here. It's coming together. All the pieces are coming together. Y'all are helping me right now put this together. I think this is a video. I think you guys are helping me make it right now. If I make the video, you better frickin' watch it. You understand me? I know where you live. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, watch the video if I make it, okay? Anyway, GTA 6 is aiming at new levels of fidelity. That doesn't track. So again, no, I've not seen it yet, Sven. My wife and I we're gonna be patient. We're rewatching all the seasons. It's gonna be really hard, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna wait. We're gonna rewatch and remind ourselves everything that happened, and I guarantee you, we're gonna enjoy it probably more because we did that. You don't know, Streamer Man? Okay, I want you to just track with me here. They're pushing for new levels of fidelity in GTA 6. Okay, I agree with that. That actually makes my opinion stronger. You can have a different opinion, but to me, it reinforces my opinion. So a developer is trying to push fidelity farther than ever before, and the road to get there has them doing things in GTA 5 to push fidelity and performance farther. I don't know, man. I feel like there's a connection here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a connection here. For a game over 10 years, costing who knows over billions to make, not having 60 FPS, which is the standard in 2025, would be a misfire. I agree. I'm telling you. There is a pattern in the industry of companies using the old game to test things for the new game. We've seen this before. Guys, take a quick second. I asked for likes a little bit ago, and we got like 4. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna be dad now, and I'm scolding you. Press like, do it now, or Dad's shutting the show down. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Double check. YouTube is making getting likes really hard for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I used to say, hey, can we get some likes? And we get like 20 or 30. And now I say it and we get like 3. So make sure it's not messing up. Most also don't bother getting the quality mode great running as much as they used to. Performance mode seems their focus now. Mark Cerny said that 3 out of 4 people pick... What did he say? 3 out of 4? I want to quote this correctly. What did he say? Was it 3 out of 4 pick performance? They want the frames per second? That like more people pick performance? Yeah, No Man's Sky, exactly, shiny red flag. No Man's Sky is putting stuff in their game that's clearly from Light No Fire. Division 1 did a bunch of stuff that ended up in Division 2. Destiny 1 did a bunch of stuff that ended up coming in Destiny 2 later because they completely misfired on the vanilla launch of Destiny 2. Excuse me. 78% shows frame rate. If more people are choosing frame rate, okay. Now track with me here. Gotham Knights tried to hide the fact that their game wasn't going to have 60 FPS. Phil Spencer apologized for Redfall not being at 60 FPS. Starfield didn't want to mention that the game was 30 FPS in their direct because Phil said we were going to learn about that in the direct, and we didn't. They did an interview with IGN later, and it was like mentioned in passing, and Avowed did the same thing. They talk about 30 FPS in passing in an interview, and what did those games do? Come on. Come on. You can say it. I'm just messing with you. Come on. What do they do? You know what I'm going to say. Starfield added a 60 FPS mode. Avowed launched with a not so great, but it's there, performance mode. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder what's going on. It's almost as if it's important. It's almost as if it affects the PR and the public perception of your game. GTA 6 could certainly get away with it because they're so big. But I think it stands to reason that internally the developer's like, hey, man, listen, the dialogue around this, the public's perception and opinion on this has changed. It has changed. And I tell you guys, there's a game that really helped with this. There is a game that has made people think differently about FPS. And you're going to be surprised when I say this, but let me make my case. I think Fortnite did a lot of the work for us here because Fortnite got itself to run at 60 FPS on old gen consoles. They figured it out. They went in and got everything working. And a bunch of people have played Fortnite. And if you play Fortnite for a while and you get used to 60 and all of a sudden you play a game at 30, you're going to go, what the heck happened? You guys all know this to be true. People come in here all the time. They're like, you were right, Lono. You were right. I thought 30 FPS was no big deal. I've been playing games at 60. I went back. It's terrible. Excuse me. Yeah, Call of Duty and Apex have also done the same thing. They've exposed a ton of people to 60 FPS. Lono said, I know where you live, just kidding. Meanwhile, he mails me my coffee. That's right. Speaking of which, order Reforge Roast today. It supports what I do. And if you already drink coffee, you're already spending money on coffee, take the next time you buy coffee and try mine instead. And my wife and kiddos will bag it up and ship it to you. It's basically a small business that you're supporting. It's laziness from the developers. If the game worked, I don't think as many people would care if it ran 30, even though people should. Huh? I don't understand what you're saying. Lil Me Trip, are you saying... you got to explain your position. I'm confused. Are you saying that games they'd be fine if they ran well, even if at 30? What? Huh? Back in the day, having Halo and COD used to kill me going from 30 Halo to COD at 60. Love this community. Thank you, Wilbur. And thank you guys for the incredible support lately. There we go. See, there the light count goes. Now we only need 15 more. We just need 15 more to 300. You guys are crushing it. What's this Wu Chang tweet? Let's take a look here. Who wants to play Wu Chang Fallen Feathers? I do. What do you got? I feel like I've seen that footage before. It doesn't feel like new footage. I was talking about the ones that weren't patched. Huh? What games weren't patched? As far as I know, there's only one game. No, I'm sorry. There's two games that have not been patched up from 30 FPS. There's two. Gotham Knights never patched itself up to 60, and Hellblade 2 is still at 30 as well. There's two games that just stayed there. Redfall and Starfield got patches. Plague Tale Requiem got a patch. Avowed acted like it wasn't going to be, and then they figured it out, and it's not the best. It could certainly give... I wouldn't be surprised if in 6 months Avowed runs a lot better in performance mode, but it launched with it at least. Yeah, most people pick 60. Yeah, Mark Cerny confirmed that. Yeah. Just as playing a familiar game at 60 for the first time is eye-opening, have a familiar game drop from 60 to 30 would be eye-bleeding. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really, oh gosh, I think this is going to be a good video. I really think this is going to be a good video. I can't wait to make it because I really think this is taking shape. And boy, oh boy, is it going to be such a repudiation of all of the naysayers who just ran with Richard Ledbetter's comments. And I like Richard Ledbetter, and he was only speculating on limited information, and he was answering a question. And everybody ran with it. They're like, yep, GTA 6 going to be 30 FPS on the Pro. It's like, we know like nothing. And the pattern leading up to the game? Come on. Come on. You're going to have all these people playing your game at higher levels of fidelity and performance, in GTA 5, and that's your runway, and you're going to just walk right into GTA 6 and be like, here you go. Here's a bunch of old gen performance. It's part of the reason COD became one of the best feeling FPS games. Yeah. I came back to gaming after PS3, and I can't go back to PS4 games unless they're patched to 60. It's tough. It really is. Anyone who thinks GTA 6 will be 30 FPS is an idiot. Well, we don't need to be idiots. Sorry, not sorry. Rockstar doesn't underdeliver. You're describing me to a T. Yeah, I think I do. I think once you get taste, it's impossible. It's why I stopped playing Tears of the Kingdom, because I was helping my son out in Kena Bridge of Spirits, and going from Kena, running really, really well on a big screen at 60, and then going to Zelda, I just couldn't do it. It was painful. El Duderino says, I guess I'm an idiot, and so is Rockstar for them launching Red Dead 2 at 30 and under-delivering. Do you remember when Red Dead launched? Do you? Let's see. Let's just look at this. It launched in 2018. Homie, that was 7 years ago, and that was before the new consoles were in circulation. We were all playing on Xbox One, One X's, PS4s, and PS4 Pros. Homie, come on, Duderino. Listen to what you just said. That was extremely common back then. A ton of games were launching back then at 30. It was extremely common. I know this because I played Destiny, and I switched to PC. I did. As soon as Destiny 2 was available on PC, I played on PC. Because back then, you couldn't get 60. So why haven't they updated it? Homie, you don't even realize what you're doing. You're running the ball to your own net, and you don't even sense that you're doing it. Listen, Duderino, why haven't they updated Red Dead 2 yet? Answer the question. What game have they been updating with respect to performance and fidelity? GTA 5. You're inadvertently running the ball to your own net right now. Of course they're not doing anything in Red Dead. They're working on GTA 6. And while they're working on GTA 6, you think it's a coincidence that they updated GTA 5 to be 60 FPS on next gen? That they just pushed out a PC enhancement patch for GTA 5? Red Dead makes no money? Yeah, and GTA is their cash cow in comparison. Now, Red Dead made plenty of money, I'm sure. Red Dead 2 was a masterpiece, but GTA prints money for them. GTA Online especially. So, like, you're inadvertently kicking the ball at your own net, homie. Like, yes, of course they haven't done anything with Red Dead 2, but what have they done? I can't see it any other way. Why on earth would they be messing around with GTA 5 right now? What could the reason be? I think there's a very easy explanation. They're figuring out where they can smooth edges, where they can squeeze the most out of fidelity and performance, and that's going to inform what they do in GTA 6. That seems like just like a straight line. It's the beta program. See, I thought so, Brett. That's why I didn't run with that story this morning. So the Xbox update that's resetting consoles to factory settings, it's people that are involved in the beta program. That right there is why I don't do that. I never want to be in a testing ground for my PlayStation or my Xbox because I don't want that kind of thing to happen. Broken Lobo says, what we're talking about, I don't know what we're talking about, but a lot of the previous gen games have gotten 60 FPS updates. It's criminal that they haven't updated Red Dead. I know there's rumors that there's one coming, but again, I don't think that's the focus right now. 60 FPS was the norm during the PS2 days. 30 FPS isn't the standard. It's subpar from what it was. Gamers just took the change from of norm hand and foot. I was playing Turok last night on my PS5. Holy mackerel. It brought back memories. All the screaming when you kill people. And when you pick things up, the brown, 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 the sound effect. It's the very reason I haven't played Red Dead 2, no 60. It was rough. I remember back then playing games like Uncharted 4 and Red Dead and stuff and being like, golly, these games are beautiful, but the 30 killed me. It was tough to take. PlayStation asked me to join the beta program, and I was like, nope. Yeah, I don't like doing that. I don't want to have that kind of stuff. Alpha skip ahead is known to brick consoles. Yeah, I never want to be a part of that kind of stuff. Never. I can't afford to have my console messing up. I got work to do. You know what I mean? Can I just say that guys like yourself, Detective Seeds, and a small number of others are just awesome voices in gaming and willing to do what is right and honest. I appreciate that, Donald Johnson, very much. Thank you. I still remember the cheat code for Turok 2 on the N64. Good times. Yeah. It just brings back so many memories. The art, the logo, the sounds. It's great. It's great. If you guys want on Friday night when Madam and I, sit down here to play Split Fiction with you, I'll play it for a little bit and show it to you. It just brings back so many memories. If Capcom got Monster Hunter Wilds hitting 80 FPS on the Pro with 120 Hz option, GTA 6 60 FPS will be light work for Rockstar. I think the biggest concern is NPC saturation, CPU bottleneck, things that will potentially, Cerebral Bore. I remember Cerebral Bore in PvP. The worst thing about Turok PvP was the grenade flashes that flashed all 4 screens and killed the FPS. Oh my gosh, we had to outlaw the grenades. It was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. But yeah, as far as the performance of GTA 6, there's certainly a lot of questions, like how many NPCs are going to be walking around and thinking and doing things. Like, look at what happened to Dragon's Dogma 2. Dragon's Dogma 2, had a significant performance problem when you went to town because all of the NPCs were thinking. I'm not kidding. I mean, that's an issue in a game like GTA 6. It could be. Detective Seed says, I'm completely fine with Naughty Dog ending on part 2. I think they polished off the story, and to drag it on and dilute it is just another zombie-type game in my opinion. I really appreciate that, Seeds. I got a video coming later, and I try to give people like the full scope of the timeline here of what's going on with The Last of Us and why. There's a variety of possibilities going on here. I actually think you guys are going to be kind of surprised by some of the things I think that could be happening. And this is coming from somebody who I played The Last of Us Part 2, and I was very hesitant. Now, I went in very skeptical. I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought I was going to be irritated. It ended up being one of my favorite games. And I am a little torn because I wanted a third one. I still think they could do a third one, but yeah, it wouldn't happen anytime soon, that's for sure. It would probably be like a 2030 release, and that is so long after part 2, Yo, it's good, Donnie. I wanted more. I did. I thought they could have done more, but it's not my story. It's not. Insane memory sync when you program NPCs to dynamically utter thoughts in the furtherance of immersion. Yeah. Druckman's always wanted to be a Hollywood writer. The success of the TV show has made that more likely in his eyes. I think that's a very good theory, Milosh. I do. I think it's a very good theory. Guys, take a quick second and do all the things. If you're just tuning in, make sure you're hitting the like button. Help us out there. That's free and easy to do. Doesn't cost you anything. But what can cost you something is a little $ at the bottom of the chat. You may have a renewal to celebrate. Make sure you've done that. You can help us hit the goal. And you could also sign up brand new. If you've never done a membership before on YouTube, you could try it out. Just make sure you pick Member Plus. Gets you into more content. And we might celebrate tonight with you with members if you guys go crazy and hit the goal. Didn't he say he had a story? No, he did not say that, Vithar. I cover that in the video coming later today. A lot of people got bad info on TLU 3. A lot of people have bad info. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to help set the record straight. I'm going to help set the record straight with my video. We'll run it this afternoon. GTA 5 PS4 added new textures, better models, new lighting. First-person mode was added. GTA 5 PS5 added performance, fidelity, ray tracing performance with scaling resolution at 60 FPS target. You see what I'm talking about, Chris Coleman? Chris Coleman, you're picking up what I'm putting down. Clearly. He did? No, he did not. No, he did not. He said he saw the path forward. I was very specific in what I said, Lobo. He did not say he had a story. He specifically says that he doesn't have a story. Specifically. I'm being very specific here. There's very specific nuance in his answer. Matt with a month. I didn't know it meant anything. I just thought it was a weird brag, so here you go. No, it adds to the total. You guys that are at Member Plus and VIP, you should always celebrate that renewal. It adds to what we do over here. There's a bunch of you every month that can celebrate that, man. Do it. Hit that $. You can also gift a member to somebody else and pay it forward. If you've been getting gifted members, you can do that. You can also upgrade for $1 to Member Plus. You can do all those things, and it helps out. We're 7 people away. 7. The gameplay's just so great, I can't let go. What they pulled off with TLU 2 makes me very excited to play the combat in Intergalactic. I think people are being, immediately dismissive because of, whatever it is they feel like the character represents. I think, I don't know. I think people are overreacting. I think it's going to be a perfectly fine game. And Bajanga with the Member Plus renewal, thank you so much, and gets us to 303. So when I'm saying we need 7 more people, guys, I'm not talking about this number over here. This number over here represents what Behemoth just did with the 5 bomb and a gifted member. This represents like renewals, upgrades, gifts, and all of that, right? The number that I keep referencing, I'm sorry, that needs to be an 8. When I keep saying that we're 7 away, that's how many people are paying for their own membership. That's a completely separate thing that we've been working on. And you guys can help us by doing that. Okay, Lona, looking forward to the video? Yeah, where's Dina? What happens to 11 Abbey? Fireflies? Oh, no, I agree with you, Lobo. Me and Seeds are not in agreement on this. I definitely think they could have done a third one. I don't think it needed to end. Oh, look at that. Look at that. After the 5 bomb, we get an upgrade from Boner Jams. He upgrades to Member Plus. That's what we love to see. That counts as 2. All upgrades count as 2. If you sign up, it counts as 2 as well if you're brand new. Petrov with a gift, with a renewal, gets us to 311 and then 312. Thank you so much for 41 months, Pasito, just using my $, and Petrov for saying happy day. Thank you to everybody who has continued to do that. Listen, I did a little talk this morning in Morning Coffee, right? We're now 6 people away. Thank you for upgrading Boner Jams. I did a little talk. One of the best things that we can do to combat the toxicity and the attacks and the people that are coming for me, one of the best things you can do, and I mean this, is show up here and make sure that chat is full of green names. It's a protective barrier. It really, really helps us filter out the bad actors, and it helps us do more content. It helps us do more members content. It helps support get into the Discord. It helps us grow this community. That is one of the best things you can do. It's our best antidote to what people are trying to do. I'm not fighting back. I'm not lashing back. I'm going to let people decide to live their life and do their content how they want. We're going to do what we do here, and that's the best thing we can do. Did you discuss in your video about what you could see in part 3, or can you discuss it here live? Don't want to ruin your video. I do make mention of the fact of what part 3 could have been, and that leads to one of my thoughts about why it's probably not happening, Seeds. Yeah, because if you listen carefully to what Druckman says, I really think they were going to do something. I don't think I go into this in the video, so I'll say it. I think they were going to do like a time jump and do it, because he said it was going to be like its own thing. And I don't get into this in the video. I don't. I talk about that. But I think they were going to do a time jump, and you were going to, like, play as the baby, like, grown up or something. Right? That's what, I don't know. Like, to me, I think they saw that as weak. It would have been a weak story to just do another game as Ellie. I don't think they wanted to do that. Now, you got to watch the video, because I talk about why that leads to so many possibilities here as to why, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler here. I don't think you're getting part 3. I don't think they're doing it. And a VIP from Goddess, best community ever. I'm so happy to be a part of this channel and community. I've learned so much, and I love how everyone coexists here and share collective love of video games. That's exactly right. Thank you, Goddess. And that bumps the line to 313. Thank you. No, you're fine. You're fine. See, it's a new challenge that we're facing. When we were doing uploads in the morning, like right after morning coffee, and then I would go live, we were basically stepping right on the video and hurting the video. When we've been doing them in the afternoon, they're performing better because I'm not competing with my own content, you know? I'm not competing with my own content. Glad to be part of the community and have my name green. I'm colorblind. Stick around long enough, dude. People are being really generous with the gifted. You might get one. Neil did say he had a story for part 3. He did not say that. That is incorrect. No. At the end of that Grounded 2 documentary, he quite literally says that he does not have a story. You are incorrect. You are either mistaken and uninformed. Maybe you saw somebody claim it. Go watch it. That is factually incorrect. It's not true. He specifically says he does not have a story. You feel like Intergalactic's going to flop? I don't think it's going to flop. I think people want it to flop. People wanted TLU 2 to flop, and it didn't. It sold like 10 million copies. Like, it didn't flop. They wanted it to flop, and it didn't. Get your first look at The Last of Us limited edition DualSense controller featuring PlayStation Trophy, glossy PlayStation Trophy icons. So they just announced this. Oh man, that's nice. I love a good controller, dude. That Ragnarok one. When can we get this? Pre-orders start on March 14th. There you go, on PlayStation Direct. March 14th, TLU fans. They're definitely cashing in on the show and the interview circuit right now. They definitely are. They know people are talking about them. Here's a controller. I'm bummed out there's not going to be a third. That gameplay was buttery smooth, one of my favorite games of all time. Returnal question. I'm going back to the game, but I want to start from scratch. Is there a way to create a new save file? I don't know. Why do you want to start from scratch? I would need that. I mean, you play however you want. What's the reasoning? You want to just experience unlocking everything again? I think you could always create a secondary profile on the account and just play on that one. I don't know how you do it. Delete your save file from the console or the cloud. I mean, yeah, I guess you could just do that. Just delete your save from the actual console itself and the cloud. And then nothing's there. And then you would just start over. I would like to experience the story when she says what she says. I don't want to spoil it, but she has a line that she says about the music in Biome 4, and it's always a bummer that she doesn't say it again. You don't get to experience that stuff again when you're playing, you know, and replaying. So you cannot. You have to delete your save. Okay. The Last of Us Part 3 does not have a story yet, right? I guess they're still working on one. Neil Druckman did an interview. There's probably one more chapter to the story, is his direct quote at the end of the documentary. Nav, with all due respect, you are not being honest. He quite literally says, I do not have a story, I have a concept. You're ripping that from context and you're not representing the totality of what the man said. I find that to be very dishonest. He makes it crystal clear he doesn't have a story. All he has is a concept. He specifically says that. I mean, specifically says, I don't have a story. So saying there's probably one more chapter to this story does not support your claim that he has the story. He quite literally at one point even says that it was falsely reported that they have a story and it's all outlined and everything. He's like, that's not true. But yeah, he did an interview with Variety about the show, and he was asked about part 3, and he said, I wouldn't bet on it. He said, this could be it. It could be it. Yeah, there's a difference between a concept and a story, and I think it might feel like I'm being pedantic, but I feel like it's important to have this level of nuance. When a man says something and is that specific with his verbiage, he's doing that with intention, and I want to honor somebody's intentions when they say, I don't have a story, I got a concept. What is this? Man, these toll spam tweet texts. So no season 3 properly? Oh, no. I don't think the show's in jeopardy at all. I think the show is fine. I think the show will just continue. I think what they decide to do with the game has virtually no bearing on the distance that show goes. Yeah. I don't think it's in any danger at all. The show has been too successful. They're planning on 4 seasons of the show right now. Yeah, I don't think any of that's in jeopardy. I think all that'll just continue. They said that the second game will span 3 seasons. Yeah. They even said that the next season is going to do a lot of backstory, a lot of stuff that you don't even see. A lot of stuff that you don't even see in the show. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. There's going to be stuff in the season that doesn't even happen in the game. Yeah. By season 4 of the show, they may have the story. Maybe. He's leaving the door open. He certainly is. If you read his quote from the Variety interview, he says, don't bet on it. He says, this could be it. He's not saying it as definitively as, again, the video I have coming later today about this, I look at other things that he has said. He described the concept as being as exciting as 1, as exciting as 2. It's its own thing, and yet this is through for all 3 from Google. So not a full story. That's a hell of a statement. Nav, you're just doing a really great job promoting my video for later, because I look at the totality of everything. What he said there, what he said in other interviews about other games, and what he just recently said. I think you can put together a package of a theory. The way he describes it and talks about it at the end of that documentary, he's very careful to say, I don't have a story yet. Because what he does is he describes the concept of each game. Part 1 is, parental or fatherly love, unconditional love, the degree to which you would do anything to protect, a child that you love. And then part 2, the concept is, he's describing the concepts here, not the stories. The concept here is, revenge, justice, what lengths you're going to go to, okay? And then he comes up with a concept for part 3 and does not have a story. The reason I was pushing back on what you said is a lot of people have falsely claimed that he was like, oh yeah, we got a story. And he's like, no, he's very specific and is like, I do not have a story yet. I have a concept. Concept is, fatherly love, revenge / justice. And then whenever he came up with the third one. But the story could be anything. You could have told the story of, unconditional parental love in a completely different way than they did. We're not talking about the story. We're talking about the concept. So, I know what Lono's theory is now. Co-op live service for The Last of Us 3. Yeah, you did it. Somebody leaked my video to you, apparently. All right, let's go to a question from a member. You guys can always do this. You can use the question command and do this. And Stonespire says, what do we know about Marvel 1943 gameplay style and its release date? We know very, very little about this game other than a cinematic trailer. And then Kari Payton did an interview where he said they're aiming at a holiday release this year, which I think it's going to slip into next year if I'm honest. I don't think that game's close. I don't think that December is a holiday. Is a super slippery time of the year, and this year is just already so stuffed. It's good business to move. It's a good business move to say this. It takes away anticipation and more focus on the next 2 seasons and his next game. I actually addressed that in the video that's coming today, Nav. I think you're now more on point. Like, I hope you understand why I was pushing back on what you were saying. Like, I hope you don't take it as disrespectful. It's just, this happens all the time. If somebody says, like, you know, I really enjoy fruit, by the end of the day, it's that they hate vegetables. It's like, you've got to be so careful when you take what somebody says and it doesn't feel, you know, accurately represented. December, super slippery, pun intended. No, there's no pun there. I mean it. Like, that's a slippery month, dude. Games constantly slip right out of December into the next year. It happens all the time. The captain in the game, to me, looks too much like the MCU John Walker. It's going to pull me out of the game. You're making a grave mistake. If you look at Captain America from the first Avenger, Captain America First Avenger, it looks just like it with the helmet on. You got to find one with the helmet. Yeah. Like, look at this, and then look at your image. Are you talking about his actual face, or are you talking about the helmet? It looks like the helmet that Cap wears in the first movie. He does have a broader face. Hang on, my Cap card's wrong. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, when you compare these two pictures, he does look like he has like a similar facial build, but the helmet looks just like this helmet to me. I'm not seeing a huge difference. The brown leather, the wing on the side, the A. I think the A is a little bit bigger. Maybe because the eyes look a little bit more sunken, which can make him look a little bit more like a darker version of Cap. And this is a little bit more, you know, it's not quite as sunken, so it doesn't give him this like almost like permanent furrowed brow. I guess I see what you're saying, but I don't think it's that stark. I think he looks a lot like Cap from First Avenger as well. For sure, the John Walker pic's not edited. It's just a different angle. You're talking about his face? I mean, the 1943 Rise of Hydra picture is not exactly how he's going to look in the... Well, let's go watch the trailer. We watched the trailer this morning. That's part of the news, by the way, guys, that the Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra is apparently aiming for December. So let's see if we can't get his... Let's try to get Cap's face on the screen. Yeah, I don't see it. I think if you look here, he doesn't look like John Walker to me. I think this is a great look for Cap. I think he looks perfectly fine. Let's see if we can find him elsewhere. Did I miss him? Yeah, I missed him. Hang on. Yeah, I think he looks fine. I do not think he looks like John Walker. I think that concept art, the concept art that they show, I could see you saying that. Even here. Okay, he looks a little bit more like John Walker. I'll give you that. He looks a little bit more like him here. But I don't think it's so bad that it's going to like take me out of the game. Drew Morlane, known for Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Okay, so that's the face actor. That's the game's actor. Yeah, I think it looks like him. It looks like this guy. That looks like him. I mean, he does he is a little bit reminiscent of John Walker a teeny bit, but I mean, you're looking for that classic Captain America face. You're looking for like square jaw, blue eyes. You know, you're going to have similarities. I like Amy Hennig, but is she overrated, says Nav. What major games has she made besides Uncharted 3? Let's see. Amy Hennig. Let's go to her wiki. Okay. Let's scroll down here. Her career. So she was a part of Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. She contributed to Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. She was head writer and creative director of the Uncharted series. Uncharted 2. She directed and wrote Uncharted 3. She began work on Uncharted 4. She left Naughty Dog in 2014. She joined Visceral Games to work on Project Ragtag, a Star Wars game. It was reported in 2017. Yeah, people tried to claim that she worked on Forspoken. She did not work on Forspoken. She consulted. She did not write for Forspoken. I would say that's a pretty dadgum good resume, dude. Okay, but other than that, yeah, aside from all of that, aside from all of those great games, what did she do? Yeah. It was a rumor that the studio that she's over was making an Invincible game. I've not heard that one. Amy hasn't released any other game ever since Uncharted 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. I think she's got a strong resume. I think that until somebody like that gives me a reason to doubt their ability, their skill, or their talent, I'm going to trust what they've already done. You know, until you give me a reason to say, you know, you know. She's a writer-director. She's not responsible for releasing games. Yeah, like if she worked on something that got canceled or didn't come to the market, that's not necessarily on her. I mean, she's not there to bring it to the market. She's there to help with the writing. So, have you seen the pro upgrades to AC Shadows yet? Ubisoft seems to have done well based on what specs of the different modes. I've not seen that. Where was that reported? Did Assassin's Creed officially release like a blog or a tweet or something? We may end up covering that tomorrow. Because they've released a lot of gameplay, they've released a lot of information, they've released a lot of stuff like how you can address and update your hideout. So they dropped the specs. I saw the article. They have like 12 different modes. I liked the video that AC Shadows dropped a little while ago. Yeah, they dropped something that we're probably going to have to comb over for tomorrow. It's like a 20-minute video that I'm not going to watch, right here, right now. But we'll kind of do a breakdown of it tomorrow. Everybody's reacting to the new Last of Us controller that got dropped. Did they tweet it out? Did PlayStation tweet it out? Did Assassin's Creed tweet it out? If somebody can get me the article, let me see if I can find it here. AC Shadows PS5 Pro enhancements. Let's see if we can find something official. Here we go. PS5 Pro enhancements detailed 50 minutes ago. Gamatsu's got something here. Strongholds. Holy crap, there's a lot of ads on this. Stealth approach. Okay, I'm scrolling. I'm trying to get the info for you guys right now. Here we go. Okay, so this is according to Gamatsu. Here, we got the PS5 performance fidelity balanced, and then the Pro. Okay, so Pro performance mode will be 2160 upscaled, 60 frames per second, standard ray tracing. Fidelity mode will be the same res, 30, and then they'll do extended ray tracing, which down here has the info. Let's just check one more thing here. The balance mode is a 120 to 240. You need an HDMI 2.0. So you need a display that can do the 120, 240. And it's going to do an upscaled 40 frames per second with extended ray tracing. Okay, so extended ray tracing includes full support of ray tracing to complete global illumination for diffuse lighting and reflective surfaces throughout the whole world. Standard ray tracing, which you'll get on performance mode, used to compute global illumination for diffuse lighting throughout the game world. So when you play on the base performance mode, you're going to get selective ray tracing. You're going to get this, used to compute global illumination for diffuse lighting in the hideout portion of the game. So if you play on the base PS5 and you pick performance mode, you're only going to get this selective ray tracing in the hideout. If you're playing performance mode on the PS5 Pro, you're going to get this for the diffuse lighting throughout the entire game world. And then if you do the extended on fidelity or balanced, you're going to get for reflective surfaces throughout the game world as well as the diffuse lighting. You're going to get both. So you're going to get the reflections. You're not going to get the reflections on performance mode. That's actually, I'm perfectly fine with that. The fact that I'm going to get an upscale 2160, 60 FPS, and I'm getting ray tracing, that's precisely what I was hoping to get. A blend of the quality and the ray tracing and the performance. I'm perfectly happy with that, because I actually think that game is very, very good looking from everything that we have seen. From everything that we have seen up to now, I think AC Shadows is a good looking game. Does it highlight Series X to compare? Why not the 40? I don't like the 40. I don't. I'll try it. I don't know if I've tried it in a game yet and liked it. So all white dudes look the same. And Eugene says all white dudes in a mask that covers half their face look the same. Yeah, I mean, unless your mouth, jaw, or beard are very distinct, like if you cover half of your face and all you have is like a nice squared jaw, it's going to be really hard for you to not look similar to other dudes. It's just the nature of it. You're taking away some of their more distinct features, which is, you know, cheekbones and eyes. Like that's one of the quickest ways to have a distinct look. You know what I mean? Your mouth and your jaw, it's like there's not a lot going on down there, you know? The Telu DualSense, my wallet's in a shambles. That's what I'm saying. Guys, really quickly, let's try to get to 400 likes. You guys crushed it today. We've only been streaming for an hour and a half, man. We have not been streaming for very long. Thank you very much. And double check that you've celebrated your membership as well. You can click the $sign. You may have a renewal to celebrate. I don't get why they're messing with the Assassin's Creed Shadows. Their fans made a big deal trying to shut it down. It's still going down. Just wondering. I mean, there's kind of a cultural moment happening right now in gaming, and I think it's just going to eventually just fizzle out. I had a lot of people get mad at me for saying this, but I said that I really felt like 2025, you were going to see a lot of those channels and creators. They're going to pivot to political, cultural stuff because I think their gaming coverage is going to continue to get less engagement, because I think you're just going to see more and more a lot of the games they're trying to attack and malign and encourage people not to buy, they're doing perfectly fine. So I would say that my prediction's kind of already coming true. We've already seen it with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We've already seen it with Monhun Wilds. I think you're going to see it with AC Shadows. I think they're going to try to claim this like go woke, go broke thing, and then the games do perfectly fine, and then they have to like move on and talk about something else. Your movement's going to run out of steam really quickly when you feel like, oh, wow, we're not really winning. I know what they're going to do right now with the Telu thing. I already saw one of the thumbnails, and it was like, I literally knew that was going to be what they were going to claim. They were going to claim that Telu 3 was canceled because they won. And I'm like, you got to pick a narrative, man. You got to pick a narrative. You really think you won? They trotted out Intergalactic with a lead character that is very much triggering all those guys. So, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, if you really, really think that like your movement had some kind of an effect, and like you won, like Telu 3 got canceled because you won. I just don't think you're paying attention to what Neil Druckman said. I don't think you're paying attention to what that company does and cares about. I don't think they give a lick about what these dudes have said. I just don't think so. I think they have all this power because Kill the Justice League and Concord flopped, and then they had to start picking on really small titles last year like Dustborn. Like, ooh, you picked on a title made by like 5 people. Wow, You know, that's valiant and noble work you're doing there. But I do not think they're. I just don't think those viewpoints and those types of content. I just don't think it's long for this world. I just don't think it has any staying power. It's too dishonest. It's too misleading to last. Because eventually people are going to wise up and be like, well, you guys did this. You did this at Horizon Forbidden West, and it sold really well and did great. You did this to T-Loot 2, and it sold like 10 million copies. You did it to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and it did amazing. You did it to Monhun Wilds, and it did amazing. They're going to do it to AC Shadows, and it's going to do just fine. Now, I don't think AC Shadows is going to get like a Game of the Year nomination, but I don't think it's going to like commercially flop and fail because you screamed on Twitter about it and made YouTube videos. I mean, they ratioed the absolute ever-loving frick out of Grums on Twitter. I don't think you would do that if these guys were winning. If they had the majority on their side, if they were going to win, if they were going to actually really, really hurt this game, then they wouldn't have been able to do what they did to him. And you could be like, oh, well, they have more followers. Yes, precisely. The brand and the reach of Assassin's Creed is so much bigger than your piddly little channels and videos. Like that, Assassin's Creed is enormous. It is a huge, huge franchise. And the fact that AC Shadows is on pace to catch up with and potentially surpass AC Odyssey. AC Odyssey is the second most commercially successful Assassin's Creed ever made. Like, if AC Shadows ends up in second place behind Valhalla, I think they'll take that as a win. The funniest part of all this is seeing that group eating itself alive because people within it are having disagreements over whether games are woke and which ones aren't. If everything's woke, then nothing is. Ice Queen says, you're having a bad day with your mental health? You are going to have bad days and good days. And part of the key is recognizing when you're having a bad day and use your resources, use your people, reach out. And that's what you're supposed to do when you're having a bad day. You're allowed to have a bad day. Give yourself the freedom to have a bad mental health day. Nobody expects you to have a good day every day. That's not reasonable. Give yourself space to have a bad day. Beer helps. No. Don't drink when you're down. More people on Ubisoft's side than the anti-woke weirdos. Yeah, they're going to lose this fight. They're going to continue to lose this fight. And they're going to grab hold of anything they can. Like, they're all clamoring to celebrate Avowed, like not doing well commercially. It's like, Avowed was never going to be some big knockdown, drag-out title. It just wasn't. It wasn't couched or marketed that way. You're seeing your doctor on March 18th. There's a lot of time between now and March 18th. You know what I mean? Get your support system. You got friends. You got people. Odyssey was also nominated for Game of the Year that year too. Didn't win, but the nomination's big enough. Did you see the limited controller? I did. It looks good. It looks really, really good. Some of them were attacking Monhun for being woke. All I can say is good luck. Yeah, it didn't work. Like, Monhun sold like 8 million copies in 3 days. Now, don't get it twisted. If Monhun would have performed poorly, commercially, because it does have performance issues and it has some issues, if that would have affected it commercially, they all would have then changed their tune and said, yep, haha, we won. Monhun didn't sell well. When you're only going to celebrate the times that the games don't sell well and you're going to completely ignore the times that games do sell well, eventually people are going to see through the veneer of your lies and they're going to be like, yeah, you're just lying to us. T-Loot 2, Forbidden West, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, even Split Fiction people are trying to claim, like, yeah, progressive woke, whatever. Like, it's allegedly in such demand they can't fulfill the pre-orders of the physical edition at GameStop. Because the reviews, like, blew up, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this game, I gotta play that game. I'd rather find a solution to the problem than be mad, because being mad gives me the mindset to find solutions. What was supposed to be woke and wilds? I guess you could put a beard on a woman or something? They clamor to anything they can grab. So, like, a screenshot of a character creator with a beard on a woman is enough for them to just lose their dadgum minds. It's enough for them to lose their minds. Like, it's like, Wait, what? Like that level of freedom in a character creator is really got you guys, you know what I mean? You got your little Superman and your Batman undies all twisted up. You know what I mean? Wish I could have a beer or wine, but I can't due to being on higher meds. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people are putting down the sauce. It's a lot of people. There's a big movement now about just putting down the alcohol. It's not even religious people. It's just people that they don't think it adds anything to their life. Remember the peach fuzz controversy? Yeah, they were angry about Aloy having fuzz on her face. Tell me you've never been close enough to a woman to kiss her. Like... I mean, there are ways to admit that you've never been close enough to a woman to give her a kiss. There are other ways to admit that. Like being bothered by this. I mean, come on, bro. Why would you let the world know that about yourself? Oh, they put peach fuzz on her face. That's woke. No, that's just how faces look. That's just how human faces look. You know, if you stop watching all that weirdo animated XXX content where their faces are like that of a doll's, you know, like plastic with, yeah, it's stupid. And a member plus from Daniel Flores. Thank you so much. That's worth 2. That gets us to 315. We are a 10 bomb away from 325, and I will owe you guys some more members, and I think you may have just done it. Daniel, you may have just pushed us. You may have just pushed us to new heights. Let's double check here. Let's double check. Yes, we're 5 people away. That's a new record for the channel. That's the closest we have ever been. I need 5 people to either upgrade to Member Plus or subscribe brand new. So stinking close. Love the channel. Thank you. We're 5. I mean 5. It's the final countdown. We have never been this close before. Click join right now. Try it out for a month. Just see if you like it. You get into morning coffee. You get into the green room. You get into the Discord. Morning Coffee and Green Room are 2 member segments that are live streams just for you. Friday nights with Madam. And by the way, this is new. And Rockin' Robin does a 5 bomb and gets us 5 away from 325. We might get a little member train going here. The 5 bombs add up quick, and Rockin' Robin wants to start one right now because when that hits 25, I'm going to drop a 5 and we could get it going. We're doing a new incentive. We don't do evening streams with Madam except for Fridays. We'll do one tonight. If you guys can hit this stretch goal, basically to be on pace, we have to hit 400. But if you hit 450, I'm going to give you an evening stream tonight. We'll come down and we'll play some Split Fiction with you guys. Oops, not caps lock. I'm doing P-Rock. I want to ask, will there ever make a Star Wars Jedi 3 video game with Cal? Yeah. Cameron Monaghan confirmed they're already... And a 5 bomb from Raphael McCoy. There it is. I'm going to join in. I'm doing my 5. This hits 25. Cameron Monaghan, the actor for Cal Kestis, has confirmed. And a 5 bomb from Wilbur. Keep it going. We're at 530. I'm sorry, 330. I can't talk. 330. It's a 5 bomb train, and I'm joining in. Cameron Monaghan, the actor for Cal Kestis, already confirmed they're working on the 3rd game. They also, in my opinion, made it very clear at the end of Jedi Survivor that they were going to do more. They did. Is this a sequel to Days Gone? Days Confused? Wait, what did Creature say? Oh, wait, you can? You can't? Oh, he was thinking maybe I couldn't do an evening stream, maybe. Blip? Hopefully not. Did Dan get a blip, or did everybody get a blip? Nothing on my end. Although chat does seem to have completely stopped. I've been dazed and confused for so long, it's not true. No blip, no blip. Okay, just Dan. Sorry, Dan, just you. If you guys want to help us out today, smash like, say something in chat, submit a question, keep the conversation going. What was left open end of Survivor? I felt like a nice place to leave if they wanted the Happy Third is coming. I don't think we saw the same. Craven, did you mean to type that? Craven, I need you to confirm that you meant to type that first word, because that first word is not. It's not acceptable. What's going on? Are you okay? I'm not going to allow that kind of talk here. Oh, I think you meant to put con. Did you mean to say con grifting idiots? We just quickly clarify, because good Lord, I'm like, what the frick are you saying? Yeah, the ending of Jedi Survivor, I thought, to me, really, really made it clear that there's more to do. Like, she literally tells Cal that he's gonna have to help her. Maybe he meant to say goon. Yeah, maybe. Autocorrect, clearly he said that word before. I've never typed that word, but it is a word, so could it potentially be in there? Yeah, no, it's not a word that it tries to stop you from typing. The last boss fight was so good. Yeah, I liked it. It's coming. Yeah. That word's pretty normal where I'm from. It's not normal around these parts. Cat. F cat. It ain't normal around these parts. I don't abide that kind of talk here. I actually have tried Jedi Survivor since I got my Pro. I would love to play them both again. I really enjoyed the gameplay and story. Did they PS5 Pro enhance Jedi Survivor? Yeah, they did, because they had to fix the PSSR stuff. Yeah. A question from Perfect Image: is there a reason they put Veilguard on PlayStation Extra? It's strange to me. Thoughts? Yeah, it didn't do well commercially. That's an easy one. That's an easy one. It did not do well commercially, and so they're throwing it on a subscription plan quicker than they probably typically would. I don't think that you would see. I miss drama. No clue what word you're talking about. You typed the word COON. Do you know what word that is? Did you mean to type goon? With a G? Homie, you typed the word like the shortened version of raccoon. You understand like the implication of saying that, right? Wasn't me. Oh, not you, Kevin. Not you. I'm sorry. It was Craven. Not Kevin. It was Craven. Sorry, not Kevin. It was Craven. Shouldn't the new Days Gone remaster be called Devs Gone? No. I'm crying. Craven won't answer us. Craven, was it a simple typo? If you meant to say it, own it. And then we can move on with our day. Sony Bend is still around. Yeah, Sony Bend is still around. Guys, please play the Veilguard so my platinum becomes ultra rare. Wait, what? That's where the word comes from? Yeah? you know much about Jump Ship? I think you would like it. It looks dope, Jack. It looks like a fun community game night. It really, really does. Guys, do me a favor. We, man, the live shows are struggling lately because of glitches and problems on YouTube. Scheduling this video pulled an error. I know chat's been bugging out on you guys. Make sure you're smashing your like button. Try to get us to 400 likes. We can definitely kind of have a bit of a bounce back here. I can definitely tell just by view count that we're having some problems on the platform. We have not had a day this low in a long time, and I can always tell that it's the platform. It's like scheduling glitched, chat's glitching, like YouTube. They're making it really hard to live stream lately. They keep doing this, and I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, I think Jump Ship could be a really, really fun community game night. I think it looks good. It does. Sounds like a game for Xbox fans. Oh, stop it. Craven got you blacklisted. I don't understand why he wouldn't just answer. His comment also didn't make any sense. He said nobody wants CGI in video games. He said grifting idiots. No one likes CGI in games. I do not understand why he said that. It was so out of left field. Yeah, hot shot. Yeah. Yeah. You got to watch out for that. Personally, I think that putting Veilguard on PS Plus is going to save BioWare. It'll show that the game is not as bad as the internet made it out to be. With the myth dispelled, they may get another. Why am I blacklisted? Craven, can you hear me? We asked you a question. You typed the shortened version of raccoon in my chat. That's a pretty offensive word. I want to know if it was on purpose or an accident. Were you trying to type con? Were you trying to type goon? What were you trying to say about nobody wants CGI in their games? You said you typed it. It was like the last thing that you said. You said grifting idiots. No one likes CGI in games. The first word in the sentence you spelled COON, and I asked you. I was like, did you mean to say that? Like, that's a nasty word. How do you like The Last of Us DualSense? I think it looks really nice, Daniel. I have a hard time resisting controllers like that. I may have to buy one. I may have to buy one. Spell check gone well? Why? I want to know why it's so hard for people like you to answer a frickin' question. Because now I'm a little irritated. Did you do really bad in school all the time? What's 2 plus 2? The clock has a second hand. Just answer the question. Spell check gone wrong. I just wanted to know. It isn't difficult to answer the question. Did you intend to type the word? Yes or no? You would suck in a courtroom. Yes or no? Jiminy Christmas. It's been like 5 minutes, bro. It's a simple question. Golly, some of you guys, it's like pulling teeth. Hey, why did you mean by that? Why'd you say that? I just changed my socks. What the frick? Answer the question. Chill, fam? It's so dumb. It's like, how old are you? Are you 5? Answer the question. Did you mean to type the word or not? Each answer is a yes or a no. It's 2 letters or 3 letters. Good golly. There's been a handful of people doing that lately. It's like, just answer the question, you dolt. Good Lord. Yeah, did you order the code red? I'll never understand it. Just tippity typing away in a YouTube chat, and the streamer's like, hey, why'd you say that? Did you mean to say that? And they're like, huh? What? Huh? Spell check gone right. Spell check gone wrong. Are you a robot? Are you glitching out? Just answer the question. Jiminy Christmas. It seemed like a really easy one, too. I was like, hey, man, that's kind of offensive. Did you mean to type that? And here we are, 10 minutes later, dealing with your programming glitch. Jiminy. This is an honest question. English is not my first language. Why is that word offensive? There's a history there. It's like from long time ago when people were treated really, really bad in this country, and that was the word that was used. It's a really, really not nice thing to say. Halfie with a gifted member, thank you so much, and moves the line to 331. Oh my golly. I've had people do that recently. Like, they'll come in and they'll say something, and I'll ask them a question, and they just keep going and just saying other stuff, and it's like, can you hear me? What's happening right now? Yeah, it's not the big one. It's not the N-word, but it's up there with it. They're on the same team. they're on the same team. Salty Butter says, I work and lurk, but I do chat from time to time. If I have a coworker come up and get a call, I got to disengage. Right, Salty. Him not answering didn't frustrate me. Like, he went quiet, and I thought, yeah, maybe he walked away or something. But then when he did start to answer, it's like, just answer the question. Don't play this weird, like, I'm going to give you an indirect answer to a yes or no question thing. Don't freaking play with me, bro. Answer the dadgum question. I get that people walk away. I wasn't frustrated by the fact that he went silent. It was that when he finally just started to answer, he didn't make any sense. It's like, spell check gone right. Spell check gone wrong. Huh? It's like when you take a true and false test and you try to make a T and an F look the same. I got to go back and see what y'all talking about. I'm working and texting. I have fat fingers. Actually attempting. Oh, you were trying to type clown. Crazy I spelled this, though I like that better. Oh, for frick's sake, you loser. You're not allowed to use that kind of language here, all right? It was an accident. The fact that you like the word better, that doesn't even make any sense in the context of what you said. Like, using a racially charged word doesn't make any sense. Why would it be better? Oh, I bet Craven's got one of those crappy magnetic keyboards. Oh, golly. Jamie. Oh. What happened? I was making food. Just the usual. Band time. He's teetering on the edge. I will let him live for now. It was predicted word. He spelled it out before. Yeah, how'd your phone be like, you meant to type clown. Did you mean this? Your phone's telling on you, bro. Your phone out here telling on you. You meant to type clown. Did you mean to type this? You meant to type Alabama. Did you mean to type Obama? Yep, got him. Right here, officer. My phone is racist, not me, says Mash. Yeah, dude. Your frickin' phone. You dadgum phones out here. Whoo-wee. I've never had a phone spell check a racist word. You tried to spell chicken nugget. Did you mean... My daughter is making me crazy, by the way. Do not let your children listen to the Mando Chicken Nuggies songs. Don't. Hide them. Please. Mash. It says it again. My phone is racist, not me. That's right. Don't want to know? Oh my gosh. It's like it's Grogu singing Mando, where's my chicken nuggies? And it's pain. It's pain. And a 20 bomb from Mash takes us all the way to 351. That's an Agent of Chaos. I owe you guys another 5. He got us all the way to 351. You guys are on the runway. You could do it. You could secure yourself an evening stream. You know, a little split fiction tonight with Madam. Anytime you guys are ahead on pace that much, we'll do an evening stream. Little incentive that we're running for a while now here. We'll just do it maybe until we finish split fiction. Thank you so much, Mash. And a single gifted from Joker Quinn. Thank you very much, Joker. Slightly off topic, says Noberto. Biome 2 has been kicking my teeth in, but I'm glad to find you can go directly there every run and pick up 5 proficiency power-up. Is there a reason to grind Biome 1? Health. Parasites. Health, parasites, different weapons. More, you know, you could go in. You don't got to fight Shrike, though. So you could just grind Biome 1, get your health up, Noberto, get yourself some parasites so that you're strong and got some good abilities, get some items, get some obolites, and then go to Biome 2. Just don't fight the boss. And a gifted from Cactuar King. Thank you guys so much for bumping the line by 2. Joker Quinn with the gifted, and then Cactuar King. He gets us a 353. Worse than Baby Shark. It's on the level of Baby Shark. It's pretty, yeah. It's rough. Blip? Probably. No blip. Different people are getting blips. I think YouTube's having trouble. I can tell I can watch viewership, and I can watch viewership patterns, and I can tell that there's problems. Like, we got into the low 500s, and then we just almost, how long did we last? Well, we lasted for about an hour, but still, we're dropping faster than normal, and I don't think it's the topic. I don't think it's the vibe. I think YouTube's having issues. I've been streaming on YouTube for almost 5 years, and I can tell when stuff's not, when like the platform's not acting right. Do not summon Baby Shark. That's right. Yes, tomorrow's with P-Rock. Yes, tomorrow. 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to do a show with Porter Rock. I am actually willing to do a show with pretty much anybody at this point. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach there. Now, again, I'm going to have some standards, and I'm not going to do shows with some people because I just don't align with the content style. But yeah, I'll do a show with anybody at this point. I'd be happy to you know, mend some fences and shake some hands if people want to, but some people I just couldn't. I don't think I could. I was wondering if the PlayStation 5 Slim system still overheating. No, that wasn't really an issue. That was blown completely out of proportion. Yeah. Get Jaffe on here again. I like Jaffe. It was blown out of proportion. They can overheat, but it's usually if you're putting it somewhere where it, you know, it's not getting good circulation. It's not a common thing. I've got 2 PS5 Pros, 2 PS5s. Plenty of people here have them. Nobody here has had that happen. You know. Do a show with Destin. He said he wouldn't. He would decline my invite because he did what the other guy does to me all the time. It's just a false frame. He false framed and said that I sent people after him and attacked him. I did not do that. That is not true. So, sure. Come on. I don't care. MBG, I've never interacted with MBG. I don't think he views me as a mutual for whatever reason, and that's fine. I don't need anybody to or everybody to like me or want to be a mutual, but you know, there's got to be some level of mutual respect, and I think some people will just look at me and say no, either because of stuff they've heard, which that's just the reality of the world we live in. You know, you're going to hear or see headlines or rumors from 2020 and be like, I don't want to do anything with that guy. But you cannot submit a question like that, XS, but you can ask a question in chat. I'll answer your question. You do not have to be a member for me to answer your question. You don't. Right? So like here, let me show you. So Petrov submitted this, and I can have it pop up, and he said, what do you think of Death Stranding 2? You can't have your question featured unless you're a member, but I'll answer your question. You do not have to be a member to get me to respond to you. Nightbot won't grab your question if you're not a member. Would love to see Paris step up. I actually think if anything were to happen between he and I think it would need to be public. It would need to be public. I'm not trying to grift for views. We could do it on his channel. It doesn't matter to me. But whatever the things that have transpired, I think that would need to be discussed in public, because I don't want to do this behind the scenes thing that can then not really get me anywhere. Nicola from Twitter. I don't have any issue with Nick. I helped him get into Helldivers back in the day. Because people remember when you couldn't get into Helldivers 2, but you could use the invite to get in? I helped him get in when everybody was having that trouble. Just fooling around, thought you'd pop it up on screen for the giggles. Oh no, Nightbot won't accept the question from you because you're not a member. You guys right now could help us hit a huge goal, man. We're trying to squeeze blood from this stone, man. I know YouTube audience doesn't do memberships as much as like on Twitch. I need 5 people to grab a member plus. You could sign up brand new right now or upgrade. We need 5 people to hit that milestone. I cannot believe how we're just dangling right there. We're so close. I watch both you and MBG. You guys typically talk about the same stuff and have very similar thoughts. I don't think I've ever watched any of his content. I've seen clips on Twitter and stuff. I know people don't like him and attack him. That's every content creator, right? So. Are you getting the T-Lu controller? I think I will. I think I might. Yeah. Also, if you guys haven't done so yet, try to get us to 400 likes, because YouTube is acting goofy, but we're still having an okay day. What about Spawnwave? Oh, I like Spawnwave. Yeah, I'd be happy to have him on or be on his show. I think I like Spawnwave. Yeah. Nicola from Twitter. Oh, you thought he was in chat? Oh, I don't know if Nick's in chat. Yeah. Yeah, Nick and I get along. I've never had any problem with him. Still waiting for the Colin collab. I'd love to have Colin on here or go over there. I'm fine. I'm open. I'm open to it. Like, I'm slowly unblocking people on Twitter. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not going to do this weird hold a grudge thing. Yeah, I like Nib. I'm not going to do this weird hold a grudge thing. I think there are people that went too far and would have to make a public statement. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've hated on me and misrepresented me or called me names, you know, you're messing with my money and you're messing with my family. I take that very seriously. I don't think this is all just fun and games. I would need, you know, like, for example, Tim Dog publicly apologized. So I would have had no problem doing something with Tim. Tim disappeared. I don't know where he went, but he gone. I don't like Lono. He's mean about Diablo and he hurts my fifis. I've done 2 shows with you, you big baby. I'm texting it to you, babe. Oh, Nick is in chat. No, Mama. Nick is. We don't have any problems with Nick. I like Nick. Yeah, Nick just named somebody that I would not do a show with. Yeah. I do shows with you all the time. If they hit this goal, we have to do a show tonight, Mama. If they don't hit the goal, we can do something else, yes. Stop it. We're 100 members away from the goal, babe. Do you think they can do it? We're at 353. I brought you up in MBG's chat. He was positive about you. I thought somebody asked him once if he wanted to do a show with me, and he was kind of dismissive about it. And I'm fine with that. If somebody feels like, that they've seen some things and they don't want to do it, I don't want anybody to do that to their brand. Like if they feel like, that's a problem. I respect that.
No, thank you. You don't have to go on this big tirade about your personal feelings about them.
Yeah, no, I don't think MBG's done that. I thought somebody asked him and he said no, and I thought he was kind of dismissive about it. At least that's what somebody conveyed to me. And again, I would have thought, yeah, maybe he saw the stuff and the rumors and crap from 2020, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm good, And a 10 bomb from Rissick. He says, you're doing a stream tonight. He gets us to 363. Thank you so much, Mama. You might be in trouble because Rissick and Mash are both in chat. If Pathalon Phoenix rolls in, we're in big trouble. I'm looking forward to the years ahead, 2026 to 2029 in gaming, video games and systems that we'll bring up. It's about to be good. Oh, Nick, you were just teasing. Yeah. I've told you guys this before. I'm like a dadgum puppy. Like, I'm very, very quick to forgive and bury the hatchet. I'm very quick to do it. I like people to like me. I like people to like me. Now, obviously, somebody could take advantage of that, but I genuinely mean it. I do. If any of these guys decided, you know what, we went too far, we'd like to shake hands and make content, I would be so down. I think the biggest tragedy in all this, I said the other day, is we could have made some amazing content the last couple of years, screaming at each other on podcasts and disagreeing, respectfully, but still screaming at each other. We could have made some great content. But people made it personal, and I'm not playing that game. So, Phil with the 5 bomb. Thank you very much. 368. I don't know, Mama. They're doing a little bit of a run right now. Hope everyone got a good laugh over nothing. I had to go to another app and get some info from my boss and get something from my coworkers. Had a butt in for a minute and then attempted to explain. You're fine, Craven. You just don't say stuff like that ever again, and you're good. You can hang out here. It was a typo. Whatever. We can move on.
And he addressed it?
Phil Spencer with the 50 bomb. There are now 118 PS5 Pro enhanced games on the PSN store. That's huge. I don't even think the PS4 Pro had that many PS4 Pro enhanced games. Yeah, what was the total? PS4 Pro total enhanced games. I don't know if I... Come on, AI, you're failing me here. What's the total, dadgummit? How many? Let's just ask it. How many PS4 Pro total enhanced games? Let me remove the total. It looks like there's like 200 Wikipedia. The following 200 pages are in this category out of approximately 311 total. It looks like there was a total. Well, it says page. Yeah, 311. According to Wikipedia, there are 311. So no, we're not. You haven't surpassed yet. Someone said the TLU controller is on the way. Is that correct? Yeah, they announced the Last of Us controller in pre-orders go live on March 14th. They published a blog about it. I don't think the PS5 Pro section on the PS Store is up to date. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Okay. I think it's honestly sad some people were fine with you after the whole ordeal but retracted. That's not authentic behavior. I'm not sure what you mean, Nitro. What do you mean? Curious your honest thoughts on a mid-console update or renovations like PS4 Pro, PS5 Pro. I would personally just like to save my money and pick up a PS6. Here's why I like it, Mark. There was an interview about how quickly they were able to spin this tech up, and they talked about how they can spin up this kind of tech in 3 to 5 years. So I think what ends up happening is you get marginal updates, advances, and it helps the developers either hone their craft or improve their craft, and I believe we benefit. So right now, developers learning how to leverage PSSR, learning how to leverage both 60 frames per second as well as upscaling, as well as ray tracing, figuring out how to spin all those plates, that benefits me. That's great. That means they're going to be even better at it when the PS6 gets here. Does that make sense? No, Nitro, you're fine. There's a part of me that thinks it'd be really cool to, you could even be cute about it. You could say, I'm calling you to the mat. And you could call it the Make Amends Tour. M-A-T. The mat. Right? Make Amends Tour. I just thought of this. I was just sitting here looking at Twitter. And you could say, listen, I'm calling you to the mat. This is the Reforge Gaming Make Amends Tour. Let's just bring people on once a week to be like, what the frick is your problem with me? And be like, let's make amends. What the heck's the matter? Why do we got to fight about everything? This is stupid. This is dumb. It's video games. Goodness gracious. It shouldn't be this serious. You know? It shouldn't be this serious. Let's make some good content. You don't have to agree with me. You don't even have to like me. Just be respectful. Just be professional about it. You know? I don't like you because I saw some clips and you said this. Oh, okay. Wonder how much you'd make? I'm not even trying to make money. I'm not trying to make money. I'm just trying to make good content. I'm not even trying to make friends. I'm trying to make good content. You know? Respect is earned. Do you feel I've done anything to be worthy of disrespect? If I have, tell me. What have I done? Yeah, I will be getting Assassin's Creed Shadows Hollow. I will. For me personally, I just don't see a big enough enhancement for me to justify the purchase, but if it ends up working out and making the PS6 better, then I'm for it. Mark, you know what's wonderful about what you typed? You sound like an intelligent consumer. You sound like an intelligent consumer. You said, you know what? That's not enough for me to justify the purchase. I'm going to wait. That's exactly what you should do. You weigh the value proposition and you determine whether or not it's deserving of you to give them money. Now, my question to you would be, if you have a PS5 and you could trade it in and upgrade for, $300, do you still feel like it's not good enough? I'm not trying to convince you to buy it. I'm just curious if you considered all of your options. I feel like trade-in value changes this equation a little bit. I also feel like if you go to the store and you don't have one yet, $450 versus $700, it's a $250 difference. I think $250 to have the best experience that you can get on a console for the next 4 to 5 years, to me, I think that's worth it. If you divide that over the 4 to 5 years, that's less than the cost of a game per year. I spent $250 extra bucks over the course of the next 4 to 5 years. That's basically $50 a year. And every year I'm getting the best versions of games on console. Respect is not earned. It should be freely given until it's been abused. What a terrible way to live. So you don't respect strangers until they meet some random threshold for you. Yeah, I think that's probably fair pushback. I think that's a healthy response. Yeah, if I've done something to deserve disrespect, then tell me what it is. If all I did to deserve disrespect and anger and people being angry at me, I'm not playing the victim here. That's what people did, and that's what they decided to do. What did I do that provoked that? What was it? Tell me. The Make Amends Tour. Let me make amends. Be like, okay, fine. I'm sorry that I said that 2 or 3 years ago. I'm sorry that I said stop holding the line and start drawing some. I wasn't trying to pick a fight. I was just having a moment. I was just having a moment. I'm not trying to pick a fight with anybody. You had your moment. I can't have mine. You had your moment. Why can't I have my moment? Why can't I pop off and be loud and rant? All of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden I'm mean and I'm unkind. Come on. I get your point. I guess honestly, I would just rather just keep my console and save money for games. I want to play since I have a limited budget. So again, you just sound like a smart consumer to me, Mark. Mark, you sound like a smart consumer. You're like, well, you know, the extra money I would pay on even on a trade-in. You're like, that's money I could spend on games for the next couple of years. You have made a wise decision. If you look at the offer of products in the market and you make the decision that you feel like gives you the ability to extract the most value out of the market, then you are a wise, discerning, and prudent consumer. And I respect that. Somebody right now could come to the conclusion that the best thing for them to do is a Series S Game Pass Ultimate on their budget, and they'll extract the most value out of that. I respect that consumer. I do. Now, I would caution them against that and say, you're not building a library. Xbox doesn't feel committed to hardware to me. I think you're planting your flag on the wrong field, but I respect your decision. It's like that you are making a decision based on all available information. Good for you. Go and do it. See, the interesting thing is I can say all this. I can make space for all the different decisions that people make as gamers. But man, the people that get so upset, angry, and want to tell me I got scammed and I'm stupid and I'm a pony because I bought the Pro and I like it and I've praised it and I've said, man, this is a great device. Why do you care? Like that I did something different than you? I'm sitting here telling you, you've not done this, Mark. You and I are having an exchange where you have come to a different conclusion than me. That's great. Man, I tell you what you should do to the market. You squeeze every last drop of value out of it that you can. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why the relationship between, Game Pass and consumer, in my opinion, is just so unhealthy. You're empowering the consumer to just squeeze the dickens out of the market and put like nothing into it. I don't think that's a healthy exchange. That's not me being a corporate shill. That's me understanding the way there's give and take here. I get called a corporate shill all the time because I'm like, I want these companies to make buckets of cash because then they reinvest in the thing that I love and I get a studio that gets more employees, expanded bandwidth, more capabilities. They're more efficient at development and bringing product to market. That benefits me. I love that. That's great. I agree. I remember console wars being kind of fun back when I was in high school, but now it's just ridiculous. Some people's attitudes. I just think, to me, I want to know why you're doing what you're doing and why you like it. I find that to be interesting. And if people don't get so defensive and you've just been like, this is what I'm going to do. I find that to be enjoyable. It's like, yeah, I think you're making a great choice. I have 2 PS5 Pros in my house. I'm gonna, I think, trade in my standard PS5s and get a third so I can just have a dedicated one for the office. I'm still moving them back and forth, and I wanted to avoid that, and I'm still doing it anyway. What's this I'm hearing about a new Xbox Series X game system? There's something allegedly coming next year. They're developing the next Call of Duty for it, and the next Call of Duty developed for 2026 is not going to be on old gen. This is all according to a very reliable insider. I don't know what to tell you. We nothing's confirmed, but the source of the rumor is a reliable source. It is. Now, I do 9 Years of Shadows and more upcoming physical editions. Do we have a release date for 9 Years of Shadows, though? They just announced it for console. It's been on my radar for a while on Steam. It didn't get the greatest score, like a 79 overall. Not terrible, but not great either. I do have an appointment today. So we are going to have to do a hard stop at 2. You have 45 minutes to hit this goal. I'm going to have to do a hard stop. Let's try to get the 400 likes as well. So we got another 45 minutes of showtime, but I do have an appointment today with my cardiologist, and I cannot extend and have to scramble and be late. I don't want to do that. Console warring used to be a fun thing. I had no idea we were walking into a setting where people were going to be actively trying to harm one another's livelihood, families, beyond just playing on a different box. I thought it was still fun in games. Yeah, people have just gone way too far. They've just gone too far. And I've just... You've got to understand that I just think there's limits. I just think people need to have limits. I think they need to have, more cognitive awareness of I mean, it's probably, some of this stuff probably just needs to be said in the public. Like, listen, when I have somebody come to me and say that they're in a Discord and, oh no, it's Alex's editor, charges those people to get everything they can on me because they want to ruin my esteem, that's not fun in games. That's not you just having a giggle and doing satire or salt content. That's a targeted attack. Like, that's not cool. We're not all having fun in games. It's not mutual. That's not a hee hee ha ha. That's a wow. Okay. Like, you have to see that's too far. You also have to see that your editor is putting your entire business at risk. That's against Discord terms and conditions. That's against YouTube's terms and conditions. That's a whole lot of guideline breaking. That's a whole lot of guideline breaking. This just needs to be spoken into the public. It does. Clip it, tag him, let him know. That is completely out of bounds. It is. It's out of bounds. I don't watch your shows. I don't know what you say about me. But I know that that's too far. And if you don't think that that's too far, I think that both Discord and YouTube would beg to differ. I think they would beg to differ. If you're using a Discord to target somebody, to harm them, hurt them, to destroy their esteem, I think that YouTube and Discord would have a very, very different opinion about that. So I just think that people have got to realize it's fine if you want to have, fun banter. Like the guys that go back and forth. Like I watch Post Up and J-Dub go back and forth on Twitter. And there never even seems to be any malice in it. They're having a good time. They are. They're messing with each other. They're trolling each other. I think that that's totally fine. What has transpired the last couple of years, in many instances, has gone well beyond just goofy banter and salt. It's gone well beyond that. And we are not going to go into a fighting stance on this. I'm not going to go to war with these people. I'm not going to try to get anybody in trouble. I'm not reporting or claiming anything. But this week, it got a lot of attention from me, and we're trying to move on from it. But I think I do believe this needs to be said in the public. I think that, individuals like Destin Legary and Paris Lilly, you guys are signal boosting somebody who is 100% stalking and harassing me on a daily basis. And I think that's completely unacceptable. I hold people like that to a higher standard. We don't have to be friends. You don't have to like me. You don't have to interact with me. You don't have to do any content with me. That's not what I'm talking about. You are signal boosting somebody who harasses me every single day and has done so for years now. And I find that to be unacceptable. And that other guy, Khalif, Paris's friend, I find you gentlemen to be lacking in prudence, discernment, and wisdom. I don't think that that's an acceptable thing to do. If you don't like what I say it. Tweet it. Just say it. You said this, and I didn't appreciate it. Okay, let's have a conversation then. Instead of that, the thing that also needs to be stated, and I know he will like this, but I think enough is enough. I think that the Twitter account Astro Cyborg has gone definitively beyond just interest or coverage of a content creator. Every single day, tweeting and clipping my content while I'm live. Sometimes it's 5, 8, 10-minute clips, and then false framing them, incessantly misleading the public about me. Just go do an experiment. Anytime there's a clip, the summary it falsely summarizes what I say. I'll give you one example. My recent commentary about how developers, their primary concern is not getting as many people in their game as possible. He false frames it, falsely summarizes my statement. It's an 8-minute clip, and then he gets Khalif and Paris Lily on there, signal boosting his lie, his dishonesty, and his harassment of me. It needs to be stated that is completely unacceptable behavior. It's not okay. It isn't. And I just ignored it because I've been doing this for 10 years. I just celebrated 10 years of content creation last month. After a decade, trolls and haters are a constant. But if you get to sit down and interview Phil Spencer, I expect better from you. If you're going to claim to be a positivity peddler, I expect better from you. I do. If you don't like the fact that I insinuated those who interviewed Phil Spencer are towing a lot of the marketing talking points for Xbox to protect their access, if you didn't like me saying that, then say that out loud in view of the public. That's where I said it. Don't scold me in DMs like I answer to you and then run into the arms of somebody who harasses me every single day. This all needs to be stated in the public because I'm not fighting with you. I'm not attacking any of you, but I'm making it very clear there have been significant lines crossed as of late. And I think people really need to consider what they're doing. You really need to consider what you're doing. And I said it yesterday in a morning coffee. I'm judging you by the same standard I judge myself. I am. I judge all of you, you alleged men. I judge you the way I judge myself. And the way you've conducted yourself and the way you've treated me and talked about me, I find to be completely lacking in integrity and character. I would never do that. And I don't do that. I hold myself to that standard, and I'm holding you to that standard. And I find you falling woefully below that standard. And if you'd like to mend conversation, fix things and talk about things, I'm totally open to that. I'm not doing this in private. I'm not. No way. I'm not falling for that. I'm not playing that game about let's talk about things privately. No. Mm-mm. And if they want to continue doing that, that's fine. I am not going to go to war on Twitter, and I'm not going to go to war on YouTube. I'm not. I'm going to do a show, conduct it in the way and the standards that I hold myself to. And if I make observations and I talk about astroturfing and I feel like it's a serious problem, and if you think I'm wrong, if you think what I'm saying is incorrect, then use your own platform, your own account, and say that. But to signal boost somebody harassing me incessantly and aggressively and so dishonestly, I think that you should know better. And I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt. I will say this. I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps Destin Legary and Paris Lily and Khalif had no idea that that's what that guy does with his account. Maybe they have no idea. They just see a clip of Reforge, they see a summary of what I'm saying, and they fall for it. That's what that guy does. That's what he does. Lies every day about me for years. All the tweets. It's always a false frame. And who's going to Twitter to watch an 8-minute clip? Are you going to watch an 8-minute clip and listen to me? Or are you just going to read the summary and be like, yeah, what an idiot? We talked last night on the phone about this. And all of the approaches to this are a losing battle. Trying to strike, vids down or tweets down. No, not interested in that fight. I don't want to do that. No, even though you're breaking the rules like every single day. I'm not interested in going to Twitter and calling people out and getting into a big fight. Nope. No. I'm not interested in making videos, calling these guys out to put me in their content and make fun of me and say all this. I'm not interested in that. I'm not. I want to make content. I want to give the public good content. And I still think if people could put the weapons down, I think we could make some really great content. I do. You watch me because I just shoot red hot fire when I get angry and when I get wound up. That's why a lot of people watch me. They like it. That's why they clip me. We could make some fun, really entertaining content, and the public would benefit. We'd all benefit. But you got to put the guns down, man. You got to stop stabbing me. You got to stop poking me. You got to stop cutting me. You know what I mean? I can't engage with folks that are going to do that. I have an idea. I thought this guy was a stand-up dude. Maybe you should show me his feed to convince me. No, I don't want to pull up his Twitter feed and show it because that could be misconstrued as targeting. I could. Stop paying them any attention. I'm not paying them any attention. I said this morning we were moving on, but as I'm thinking about it, it's like, no, this needs to be said in view of the public. These men need to be called to account for their choices and their behavior. They do. I think you should be held accountable when you label me a tabloid or you call me a name or a grifter, and then you're going to signal boost harassment and you're going to engage with an account that harasses me. I believe that you should be held accountable for that. I do. I think you should. I think people should know that account is completely out of bounds. It's obsessive. It's disturbing. It's not cool at all. If he was doing that to a female creator, you would call it what it was. You would call it stalking and harassing. You would. This isn't me playing the victim. I'm calling a spade a spade. Mr. Grimm with the gifted and Ryan with the VIP renewal rounds us out nicely to 370. 370. And we got about 34 minutes. You guys you could get 80. You could get 80. There's some big boys here. You guys could scramble. You guys could scramble and do it. Definitely needs to be called out. He creates millions of alts and he comes on here. Yo, Ryan gifts a member and pushes the line forward. We could have a little scramble here at the end, and Madam and I will come hang out with you guys tonight and we'll play Split Fiction. I really truly mean it. I do. Like, I am not a mean-spirited, hurtful person. I genuinely mean, why don't we just make some fun, great content? Even if we're screaming at each other and disagreeing, why not? That's fun. You know what I mean? Well, I think you're wrong. Well, I think you're wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm too optimistic. Maybe I'm too willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm too willing to forgive and to let bygones be bygones. But Jiminy Christmas, this is not a path of health and of good things. It's just a path of destruction. It really, really is. I said it this morning. I was reading and kind of preparing for the day, and it's like, people who are quick to people who are quick to run to harm, if their feet are quick to do violence, you're setting traps for your own life. You really are. It's just such a destructive way to live. If you're trying, I was told, I was texted and given information. Apparently there's folks in a Discord targeting me. There's a campaign against me. They want dirt on me. I think you're wasting your time. They tried 5 years ago and there was nothing. Everything was either made up, exaggerated, or completely fabricated, and a lot of that stuff disappeared. And if there would have been dirt to dig up, that would have been the time to do it. And there was nothing to find. No smoking guns, no emails, nothing. So, good luck. I struggle to understand why people beef with you. Tone and stuff aside, sometimes you literally don't do anything wrong with the way you report stuff. Again, you have to understand how effective what that guy's done on Twitter. I mean, it's been very effective. When you tweet me every single day, 10, 15, 20 times a day, and it's always a false frame, it's always a lie, it's always dishonest, well, people predisposed to not like me are just going to see it and be like, yep, there he goes again. They're not going to watch the clip. We've got people that literally came here from Salt Content and from tweets like that, and they were like, he doesn't think any of this stuff that they're claiming about him. He's not the stuff that they're claiming about him. Like, I wish this was about content, says Corey. Unfortunately, it's bigger than that. You're a direct threat to these people making a living on social media because you speak facts and their channel is based on a lie. I mean, there is certainly a level of, wow, I must have struck a nerve, right? You know, Lono, you're a genius. I got my kids Goat Simulator 3 and they love it, but the language is pretty rough for their age. Never thought about changing the language. Yeah, that came to me last night. I wanted to play Split Fiction with my son, and there's tons of swearing in it, and we're just going to change the language like Japanese or something, and he won't have any clue what they're saying. The person who told me about the targeting is legit, and I trust them. I trust this person. They can text me, Donald. They have my phone number. They sent me a text message. This was not a DM or an email. They sent me a text message that said, listen, bro, I've got your back, but this is happening. And I'm like, okay. PlayStation just tweeted a new video of Hell Is Us. Oh, I think that game's going to be so good. I think it's a sleeper. I think Hell Is Us is a sleeper. Is it a blog? Oh no, it's a 6-minute video. Yeah, 48 seconds ago. And listen, the last couple of years, we've just consistently said, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to go on Twitter and go to war with this guy and constantly correct his tweets. I'm not going to do it. I didn't want to give him attention. I didn't want to signal boost it. And most of the people on YouTube don't give a frick about this stuff. They're like, we don't care about Twitter, which is why this morning I said, I'm not doing that. Let's just focus on the show. But I do think there's a point in time where, you know, a man's got to put his foot down and say his piece and be like, this is all completely wrong and out of bounds. You know? I shouldn't be the one that has the impetus to like fix this or correct this or any of that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to do that. I've said it many times. Like John Rambo says, it's like they drew first blood. It's like y'all drew first blood. I didn't attack any of y'all, and y'all started coming for me so crazy because of the ABK coverage that I did. I've called you the PlayStation Whisperer, and I still stand by it. The content on your channel is effing fire. It's my very first time that I've joined a YouTube channel. That should tell you something. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, Daniel. We are so close to a big milestone, and you helped us get a little bit closer. You know, we need 5 people to do Member Plus, just 5 of you to either sign up brand new or to upgrade. I said this was better because it was a better depiction of what I attempted to say. Because when the grifters get on the song and dance, it's literally, yeah. I'm just craving what I feel like I've tried to communicate to you what I expect. So I'm just gonna have you take the day off. I feel like I've made it pretty clear that I don't want that in my chat. And you've just continued to bring it back up. So, take the day off. You'll get one do-over tomorrow. And if you try my patience on it tomorrow and you start putting that kind of nonsense in my chat, that'll be the end of your time here. So, I've said what I needed to say. I don't want to show the guy's account. I don't want to show how obsessive it is, how dishonest it is. You know, I could go through every tweet and say, this is a false frame. This is a lie. This is not what I said. He is a habitual liar. He lies and misframes me every single day. And my charge to people that are going to engage with it and signal boost it, again, like Destin, Khalif, and Paris, you guys could come in here and engage with me and ask me questions. Instead of drinking from that, come to the source. I'm live when those tweets go live. You know? Just come in here and ask me. What are your thoughts on this thing that Phil said and the head of Xbox Game Studio said about developers want as many people playing their games as possible. And you would have gotten my nuanced position on it instead of the false summary on Twitter. And you'd have been like, oh, I understand your position now. And you could have been like, I don't agree. And I could have been like, that's great. I see it differently than you. Instead, you want to signal boost that nonsense, that garbage, somebody that attacks me? Again, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, but it's like, that's not a man of character and integrity. That's not. That's not respectable behavior. I'm like 2 seconds short of breaking the world record speed run and keep them safe for challenge in Days Gone. I think I can do it. Go for it. So you guys, right now, you have 25 minutes. You guys can start submitting questions. You guys can start to, what is this? Hang on a second. What in the world? Oh, for Pete's sakes. These scam text messages where the entire message has been sent by an email address. Good night. Make it a little bit more obvious that you're trying to scam me. Anyway. But yeah, so you guys got 25 minutes. If we hit this goal, you unlock an evening stream tonight. It was something fun I thought we would do this week. It's just like a stretch goal thing for fun. It's not super easy and convenient for us to come down here and set up the stream, but I will totally do that. We even said we would do that with Returnal. I think it'd be really fun for you guys to watch us play Returnal. Now that I've got set up 2 monitors and I can show different perspectives, we did that for Monhunt and you guys seemed to like it. So hit the $ sign at the bottom of the chat. Maybe you have an upgrade, or I'm sorry, maybe you have a renewal to celebrate. Maybe you have a renewal to celebrate. I never realized this guy's entire feed is just him clipping a handful of content creators and false framing it all, basically in service to 1 or 2 other creators. What a bootlicker. My frustration with it, Reckless, is that, partnered YouTubers, people that make a living on YouTube, basically encourage that behavior. And I find that to be completely inappropriate and wrong. I do. I would never do that. If I saw somebody doing that, incessantly harassing and lying and false framing somebody, I'd be like, that's not cool, man. What are you doing? I would never celebrate that. I would never celebrate that. Again, I'm judging these men in the way that I judge myself. I would never, ever conduct myself in a way that could harm another person's mental health, that could make another person feel like attacked, maligned, and like, even in, like, oh my gosh, all these people think that I said that. I didn't say that. Oh, that's not what I meant. Oh my gosh, people are calling me this. People are saying that you shouldn't listen to me and support me. Like, that can cause people a great amount of duress. It really can. And I would never do that with my content because I know what it can do to somebody. I've seen content creators over the years, get targeted and attacked and hate rated, and it can really mess with people. And I hold myself to a standard that I would not do that. And so, yes, I judge these actions, and I find them to be, wrong. I'm the opposite of a speedrunner. I get to near the end of the game and somehow I just put the game down for 3 to 5 years or more and finish it later. You're the opposite of a speedrunner, right? You're a sloth player. You're like, I'll get to this later. And listen, maybe part of the problem with our approach was maybe I should, call it what it is. Maybe I allowed this to fester in the dark by not just speaking truth about it and saying, hey, yeah, that account, yep, he lies. It's dishonest. It's false framing. It's harassment. And the people that put him in their content, they're encouraging it. Maybe I should have called out the fact that the one Discord and the editor in there was like targeting me to ruin my esteem. Maybe I should have just been like, hey, that's not cool. That's wrong. My approach of like, we're not going to do it. We're not going to engage. I don't want to say their names. I don't need to take the gloves off and start bare knuckle smacking people, verbally, but I can basically just speak truth. You've ignored it too much. Yeah, I think I may have ignored it too much. I should have just been like, no, that's wrong. That's not cool. Partnered YouTubers shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be using your Discord to target me. That's you're breaking like 8 different rules when you do that. That's not cool, man. I'm not a tattletale. I'm not a hall monitor. I'm not going to report you. But you're taking a whole lot of risk. You're taking a whole lot of risk. People have been disappeared from the internet for less. Their channels and everything just go poof because they cross too many lines. You're taking a lot of risks with your livelihood. So, we can spend the next 20 minutes taking questions. You guys can submit questions as a member. If you guys want to make a run on this goal, you're going to have to do it quick. You're going to run out of time. You got 20 minutes. And Adam says, what's a game or franchise that you think is overrated or not for you? I don't like the term overrated because I feel like people use the term overrated to say this really popular thing that I don't like is overrated. They'll do it with, musicians, they'll do it with games, they'll do it with movies, right? Something really popular that you don't like. And thank you, Cujo, for renewing your membership for 22 months. And Cujo, you're one of the people that can help us hit the goal. You're on Member Lite. You could upgrade. I definitely think you ignored it for too long personally. It's one of those things where I thought it would just eventually go away, like they would get bored, but I think it got to the point where they got so emboldened and they got so like, well, the only way we're going to get his attention is if we just absolutely turn the heat up. And it's like, well, you have my attention now. You have my attention now. I would just be, I would just be cognizant of that. That's all. But I don't like using the term overrated because it's commonly, again, just hurled at something popular. Fortnite's overrated. Taylor Swift's overrated. Oh, you mean they're popular and you don't like them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, as far as a franchise that's not for me, I just can't really vibe with fighting games at all. I can't vibe with racing games and sports games. Like, I can't. There's just no inroad for me to enjoy it. I just can't do it. So, but as far as overrated, I wouldn't want to ever accuse something popular of being overrated. Like, if a bunch of people like it and are having fun, cool. Have a ball, man. I don't like denigrating what people are enjoying. I'll criticize it if I feel like there's problems. Like what I did with Monster Hunter Wilds. I am both simultaneously thrilled that the game is doing well and people are having a blast, but I'm going to be critical of where the game misstepped. I'm not going to be like, you guys are stupid fanboys and it's overrated. It's like, no, I am glad y'all are having a good time, but this isn't something that should be celebrated in the industry. An insanely commercially successful, highly engaged with game that's got a score worthy of Game of the Year, and its optimization is bad, and its image quality is bad. Like, what are we, Like, we should be critical of this, man. It's like what I was talking about this morning with Xbox. It's like, being critical of the brand, that doesn't make you entitled or whiny. Like, Doc Dark is not entitled or whiny for standing up for himself because he didn't get what he was promised in the Series X. He sounds like a man who has self-respect to me. He sounds like somebody who will say, you promised me this, I didn't get it. That doesn't sound whiny and entitled. That sounds like a respectable person who respects themselves and aren't going to be pushed around like a chump. Like, what are you, like a chump? Are you a punk? Are you a sucker? You're just going to let the company do whatever they want? You don't sound like a fan to me. You sound like a sucker. Like, yeah, you do whatever you want. I'll never hold you accountable. You just do whatever you want. I like your brand so much. Like, what? What are you doing? Stand up for yourself. And again, I'll admit it, I got some short guy energy because I'm a short guy. So I'm always going to stand up for myself. I ain't going to let some company just get away with that. Like, are you kidding me? What do you mean? This gen's been a disaster. It's been a disaster for Xbox. It hasn't been good. There's nothing to celebrate. You want to celebrate them now, but they've completely pivoted. They're not even the same company anymore. They're not doing anything that they said they were going to do. It's okay to be upset about that. That doesn't make you whiny and entitled. Yeah, how dare you invest $500 in the console, 5 years ago and express frustration with not getting the things that you want. Like, calling somebody out about that and calling them whiny and entitled, like, that's everything wrong with gaming culture right now. Like, you are in a thimble, like the smallest microcosmic perfect example of, like, yeah, this is what's wrong with gaming. Attacking people for being critical or expressing, like, frustration with the product. Yeah, just please, sir, can I have some more, sir? Accept slop, broken games, not ready for launch, unoptimized, poor performance. Just sit there and drink it in, sucker. You'll take whatever they give you. That's a joke. That's a joke. You want to call somebody whining entitled for standing up for themselves. That's Napoleon syndrome. Can't tell if you're standing or sitting. Hey, don't be rude. Peachy Creamy says, have you heard even player profiles are abandoning Xbox? I'm not sure what this is in reference to. What are you talking about, Peachy? Hawk, thank you for a month renewed membership. That is a member light, which means you could upgrade to plus. Oh my gosh, we need 5 people to do it. He says, any idea why some brain dead people keep lying to themselves and saying that Xbox is enticing players so that they will buy a new Xbox? I mean, I'm not going to call people brain dead. I think there are people who have just... They've gone full, man. They've gone full. They are full into the fandom. And, buddy, they're just going to go all the way down with the ship. I think sometimes people are playing a character as well. Yeah, I think people just go full fandom, but I also think some people are playing characters. I think some people are playing characters. I do. Yeah, okay, here. This is a perfect time for us to do this. Grim with a 5-bomb takes us to 376, and I owe you guys 5 more members. Mr. Grimm's like, come on, boys, let's make a run for it. Okay, this is the perfect opportunity for us to put this into practice. This is a perfect opportunity. I don't even care. You know what? You want my attention? You've got my attention. This is false. This is false. So this is what he does. He clips me and says, oh God, he's doing the whole thing of it's okay if the Marcus Phoenix collection doesn't have multiplayer because Gears of War E-Day is releasing next year, supposedly. That's the same lame excuse factions fans like myself and these people were told when they complained about not getting The Last of Us Part 1 multiplayer because it was okay. The game as a service was releasing later this year. That's not what I said. That's a lie. That's false. I didn't say it was okay. I was like, I could understand why they would do this. Why spend the bandwidth and the money to set up PvP, server infrastructure, netcode, and support for PvP in the collection when shortly after you're releasing E-Day? Do you see? He'll post that. No one will watch the clip. And the clip already has almost 3,000 views. So it'll just roll there muted. It'll roll there muted, and it'll be like, nobody will actually watch the clip. He should be community noted? 100%. Like, listen, if you guys ever see clips of me on Twitter that falsely summarize my position, request a community note. Because you know what? When you get community noted, you don't make money on the tweet. I mean, you want to fight, we can fight. We got people that can go to Twitter every day and be like, false, not true, not what he said. Boom. You want to lie about me, you want to false frame, you want to sit here and grift off my content on Twitter so you can make Twitter blue money, you want to mess with my money, well, why? Okay, fine. Well, let's just start checking every single one of these vids and be like, Nope, it's not what he said. Nope, it's not what he said. That's not what is said in the video. Like, you're sitting here making money off my content, lying about me every single day. It's despicable. Like, that's a lie. That tweet is literally a lie. It's like, I didn't say that. I wasn't like, no, it's okay, because this other game's coming later. I quite literally didn't say that. I say, like, I can understand from a business perspective why they would do this. It makes perfectly good sense. They're not trying to bring the Gears collection to PlayStation users to, like, build up a PvP player base. That's not the point. The point is to be like, hey, man, let's get the Gears engine going. Let's get people thinking about Gears so that when E-Day drops, boom. And then if there is PvP in E-Day, then people will pour into it. Don't waste your energy on stupid people. Listen, we've ignored this for long enough. This guy's made money lying about me for years off of Twitter Blue. He'll post a 5, 8, 10, 15, 20-minute video and then lie about me, and nobody with a brain actually interacts with the tweet and watches the video. Now, to his credit, Kirk jumped on that tweet and said, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. Do you know how many people are just not going to do that? They're not willing to do that. You want to watch 15 clips from this neurotic guy every day? You want to watch those clips and make sure he's properly summarizing my position? No. The people that hate me go, yeah, down with Reforge, bleh, and then everybody else is just like not paying attention to him because it's disturbing. I think it's good to drag him into the light. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time. Like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I refuse to say your name, and I refuse to acknowledge your existence for the last couple of years. And you want my attention, you've got it. If you guys see tweets like that with clips of me, and if they falsely summarize me, feel free to request a community note. Because if you're going to lie about me, if you're going to misrepresent my position, well, at least you're not going to make money doing it. You're not allowed to do that. It's literally against the terms and conditions of Twitter. You're literally lying about me and my content so that you could make money. And if you get a community note, then the tweet's not monetized. Oh, and by the way, that feature's coming to YouTube. So enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy lying about me while it lasts. Because we're going to take YouTube a little bit more serious. You want to put me in your content? You want to lie about me? You want to misrepresent me? Go ahead. You better be real careful in how you frame my stuff. If you want to rip stuff out of context, it's not a smart choice. Yeah. My creative director, my producer, he's on the YouTube Notes testing team. Like I said, we could have a whole lot of fun and make a whole lot of great content. But if y'all want to be committed, right, to lying and misrepresenting my content, all right, fine. You got my attention now. And I got plenty of people that are willing to go to Twitter and take care of business. Did you see the PS5 Pro modes for AC Shadows? Yeah, Nick, we read them. It looks good. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Frickin' performance mode is going to be like upscaled to 2160 with ray tracing. That sounds nice. And then there's the 40 FPS mode. It looks nice. Nick Ware, we looked at him a little bit earlier. All right, you guys got 6 minutes. It's going to be a heck of a scramble if y'all are going to do it. Y'all got 6 minutes. And a 10 bomb from Super Gaming. He's like, I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. Well, you guys can do it. You're 14 away. Wait, I think we've got the I think I owe you. I think I owed you guys for the 75. We're super, super close to 400 where I would owe you a 10 bomb. Yeah, thank you, Spice King. Yeah, you guys can take care of that. You guys can take care of it. Here we go. The problem is you almost need tweets to do requesting community notes, like for corrections, and I don't know how you do that. PS5 rental programs are out in Japan and the United Kingdom. Yeah, didn't some guy do it and he immediately bought one? Sorry, I went quiet. I'm not going to mess with it right now. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't need to be looking at Twitter right now. Once I get my taxes back and I get the Pro, I will try to get an extra disk drive for it. Have you tried Deadpool on your Pro? Deadpool? What are you talking about? Guys, we got 3 minutes and Super Gaming tried to get us there. We're 14 away. What's happening at the 450 goal? So, MASH, we thought it would be fun if we're ahead of pace, because like today to be on pace would be 400. If we're ahead of pace, Madam and I will do a stream tonight, because we usually only do them on Friday nights. So we'll stream this evening and we'll play Split Fiction with you guys. And then tomorrow we'll do it again. And then obviously once we're done with Split Fiction, now that I have two perspectives set up, we could do Returnal as well. I know you guys thought that was fun the one time we did it, but I always had to play on my Portal. I'm now set up better for co-op games, the dual perspective thing. So I thought, hey, it'd be really fun to play Split Fiction with you guys tonight. I thought if you guys liked it, we could do it, and I would just give you more evening streams. If not, it's fine. It's totally fine. I just thought it would be a fun incentive. Oh my gosh, you son of a gun. Mash is like, oh, that sounds good. 50 bomb from Mash. You nut. You freaking knucklehead. He's like, what's that incentive for? What are we doing? Oh, okay. That takes us all the way to 436. Good Lord. Well, enjoy the members, boys. Part of me wonders if we did more evening streams like that for members as well. Like, would it be helpful to people? Like, would it be easier for, like, is a Thursday night easier for some of you to tune in than a Friday, right? Let's do it. Detonator does a VIP renewal and gets us to 437. Thank you so much, Detonator. Milo says, you did not say it? I didn't say what? Mash with the 50 bomb. There, I said it. And Keithius with the VIP. Sorry, I didn't say it. And another VIP from T Mangrove gets us to 439. And 5 bomb from Do Devas gets us to 444. Look at that. You guys are doing it right here at the buzzer. A good comment just landed on the Monhun video. I'll read it in just a second. And a 5 bomb from WGC. Oh, we're right there, boys. And Stone Spire lands the plane with a single. A 5 from WGC and a single from Stone Spire. And a 20 bomb from Cat. Holy mackerel. Because the goal for the week is only 500. Holy moly. Jiminy Christmas. You guys were like, what's the goal? Oh, we can have you stream with Madam tonight? Man, oh man, I hope you guys enjoy hanging out with us tonight. Jiminy Christmas. Stream tonight, y'all. Jiminy. Oh, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Sorry. We're all we are here for the shout-outs and nothing else. Yeah, Milosh. I really hope Feed can get one today so he can tune in tonight. And Kat says, sorry, madam. Now I got to switch between you and GXG tonight. Oh, yeah, Generation X Gaming tonight. Well, when we finish, I can raid them if they're still streaming. How late do they typically go? How does the Friends Pass work on Split Fiction if I buy it on Steam? How do I play it with a friend? I forget how to do it. I think you do. There's probably a guide on how to do it. Split Fiction Friend Pass tutorial. Has anybody put together how to do it? How to play with the Split Fiction Friends Pass. Yeah, EA's got a video here. So you would just tell them to install the Friend Pass version on Steam. Like, play Split Fiction Friend Pass right there, or buy. I'm assuming the same thing is true on the other platforms, right? Make sure you have crossplay enabled. Yeah, you can do this with all of the platforms. So I'm assuming you can do the same thing. And AOZ comes in with the 5 bomb and gets us a 475. I don't even know what I owe you guys now. Do I owe 20? Cheers. Thank you, AOZ. Can you just go into how to invite friends for free? All right, hang on. We've got a video on how to do it on PlayStation. I think it's really simple. It says, 1, get a copy of Split Fiction. Get your friend to download the Friend Pass. Send your friend an invite. Boom. It's that simple. Do I owe you guys 20? Okay. Yeah, that's it, Jamal. It's that simple. There's literally a Friend Pass version of the game. When you download it, you can only play as a companion. You can't initiate an invite. So this guy says, Wilds is not everything wrong with AAA gaming. Wilds is everything wrong with modern Capcom. Hyper-realistic art style that bloats all kinds of optimization issues, dumbing down mechanics and gameplay even more than Rise, a needless open world setting that bloats gameplay time, awful character design due to kowtowing to Western sensibilities, on top of removing the second armor set that has been the mainstay of the series for a good long while, also allowing a piece of armor to be used by either sex. Who cares about that? Oh, sorry, I meant to say body type A and B because we won't want to offend the imperial Westerners who want to force everything they want on Japan. I'm just going to reply and say, wow, okay. Wow. All right, let me drop a 20 bomb on chat, and we got to go to Green Room. He was on it. He was actually making some good points. You know what I mean? You had me in the first half. You did. You had me in the first half. I was like, oh, okay. He's saying, is it? Oh, here we go. He had you in the first half, didn't he? He totally did. He totally did. I was like, yeah, this guy's making some really good points. Oh, shoot. No. You know what I mean? It's like some guy's like, you know what they should really do to fix the roads around here? You're like, what's that? And he's like, well, all you should do is work on infrastructural contracts that utilize local businesses to really pave the way. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. And what they really need to do about, and you're like, oh, here it comes. They really need to get rid of these people. And you're like, oh, no. It's the worst. It's the worst. Secret Agent Wizard Boy and the International Crime Syndicate. Co-op multiplayer. This might be a hilly game. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, somebody just emailed me a formal apology. If it's genuine, I'm always willing to let people back in, but I don't know, man. Yeah, this could be fun to play with Hilly. Hell is Us gameplay is really looking great. Yeah, I was kind of. Oh wait, we gotta go to this video. I almost forgot we have an upload. Holy frick. Let's set it for. Today at 2:15. We don't need the 30-minute noti. We're trying something new. We'll go in 10 minutes. I completely forgot about this. This is like a new this is a new flow that we have to do. Okay. And then let me feature it. So I got a video about the Last of Us situation. I did a lot of research for you guys. I went and looked at everything he said in the video. I went and looked at things he said in the other places as well. Yo, Javier Cotto, what do you think of Shadows? I think AC Shadows looks great, personally. I really do. I think it looks better and better the more I see of it. Let's set this for 2:30. I'm setting up Green Room now as well. The premiere will redirect. Can we get a cross study of dudes who complain about identity politics but pretend to be Japanese to make points? That guy. He said brack people. He did. He said that and people heard him say it. He said, no more brack people. Oh my God. He tried to sound like he had an accent. I had so much secondhand embarrassment. Who said it? I don't know who he was, but man, oh man, I hope he got professional help, because it was embarrassing. He literally tried to sound like he tried to sound like somebody that, you know, if you've ever had friends that have moved here I had friends who were Korean, right? They had an accent. So he tried to sound like somebody with a Japanese accent speaking English, and it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Who said that? Insomniac Black, did I miss you doing something? I feel like you came in and did something, and I feel like I didn't shout it out. I'm having this memory. Did you do something recently in the chat? No, you did your renewal a while ago. I thought you did something else that I missed. He literally recorded a video, and it was about the Yasuke situation. Yasuke. And he literally said something like, I forget what he said. It was really bad. It was like basically like no more brack people in our Japanese games or something. Oh my gosh. It was real. It was a real video. It really happened. This is us writing for you. We just developed a fellowship through it. It's no, I can't read that right now. Lone Wolf. I mean, it said, yep, he definitely has a girlfriend. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to do one thing, though. I'm going to extend that just a teeny bit. It's all good, bro. Yeah. I just can't. I can't right now. Oh, you didn't get one, Jason? I cannot believe how close we are to this goal, man. I can't believe it. It's insane. 5 people. We'll have people crack off like this with gifteds, and I need 5 to upgrade to Member Plus, or to sign up brand new. 5. We are at $5.95. That is literally the highest we've ever been. Good Lord, that's crazy. In 5 minutes, we're going to go to this premiere about The Last of Us. I did not give you guys the scoop and the skinny on all my research today. Did Feed get one? I don't know. The latest gameplay of AC Shadows looks very good. The PS5 Pro enhancements sound amazing. I'm very excited. I've thought the footage we've seen up to now, it really does. It looks great. I'm like, this looks really, really solid. You know, I think it's a good looking game. I do. Not from what I saw. Yeah, I don't know how Feed keeps dodging. I really, really don't. 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. We're going to this premiere. I dropped the 20 that I owe you. We're fine. We're well on pace. So then that'll be the stretch goal for tomorrow, is instead of it just hanging out for Friday night, because you guys are going to unlock Friday night, we'll play more Split Fiction with y'all. I don't even remember where we left off. We'll have to figure that out. Because we did. Madam and I rolled credits on the game last night. So what we really should do is we should switch players. We should switch players. I think that'll make it more entertaining. I can set up the camera crops differently. I didn't want to do that the other day when we played because we were like short on time. So I think it'll be funny. Because we'll both be very unfamiliar with the jobs instead of just like easily, breezing through the game. So are the players pretty balanced this time? I would say so, Eugene. I don't think there was one that had a harder or easier job. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of times where both of us had tough jobs to do. It Takes Two is pretty imbalanced. Yeah, like the girl had all the hard jobs and the guy had the easier job, which was kind of interesting. Because when Hilly and I played, I didn't notice. And then when Madam and I played, and she played as the chick, I was like, "Oh my gosh, you have harder things to do than I do." Yeah, there's the Discord right there, discord.gg/ReforgeTV if you want to be a part of our community there. That is one of the benefits. That is one of the benefits. And if you connect your YouTube, you get access to like all the extra rooms and stuff. How the Mighty Have Fallen, Zubair joining the peasants. So what we're going to do is we've got Green Room. I'm going to spend a little bit of time hanging out with y'all in Green Room. It'll be short. It'll be like 30 minutes. And it'll be short. And then I got an appointment. And then tomorrow will be... I may have time to do an upload. It just depends on how long this appointment gets. I'm hoping I can be back here by 4, and then I'll have a couple hours to work on stuff. So if we decide to make an upload, I do like the one we were kind of shopping today by accident. I think that GTA 6 60 FPS video, that could be good. It really, really could. Okay. All right. So a lot of the times when we do this, the redirect doesn't work really well. It doesn't really work really well. So you guys can use the link in chat. It's not a super long video. All right. It's quick and to the point, but it is. It's a good rundown and a breakdown of, what Neil Druckman has said in other interviews, what he said in the documentary, as well as what this means for, I think there's a lot of possibilities with The Last of Us Part 3. So we appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Click the link in chat, or you can ride Redirect. Redirect is really inconsistent, so it's super helpful if a bunch of you guys, click the link instead of relying on the Redirect. And I will see you guys over there. I'll be in the chat. And then the green room to follow, all right? If you're Member Plus and above, you get to stay with us.